Alright, and we're live. Hey guys, this is Dice Roll and Josh here, hosting another one-shot. Woohoo, surprise, surprise. This one-shot, new one-shot series is going to lead up into a campaign, hopefully sometime in the near future. But this is just basically giving the backstory to it. So, I would like to introduce the lovely people that will be playing in this Gladiator one-shot today. So I'm going to go from left to right here and have you guys introduce yourselves. If you have a YouTube channel, you can go ahead and plug it and kind of glaze over who your character is. So first we have Andrew.
Alright, I will be playing an old pervert of a half-elf. He's around 160 years old, and he's a nature paladin named psilocybin. You see a long beard on him growing mushrooms. It's a little bit about psilocybin.
Alright, cool. Now we go on to Gabe.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabe B. Basically, I'm going to be playing Cygnus for you. He is a half-orc fighter. Basically, he's been raised by the house owner that owns all these gladiators, and it was my choice as a child that I wanted to be one. He called me crazy, but this is what I wanted. I wanted to thrill the crowd, and that's what I live for. Hope I can entertain.
Alright, cool. Now we're on to Nelson.
Okay, mutes. Mutes are always wondering. Yes, I'll be playing Grognog, the half-orc gladiator, born and bred for bloodshed. Grognog, Grognog's warlock. My name is Nelson. I have the YouTube channel Infinite Roleplay. I also do live plays, RPG stuff, and artwork. So enjoy.
Awesome. But okay, last but not least, we have Luke. Give us your character and everything.
Greetings. I will be playing Executioner. He is a warforged who was built by followers of the god of death in order to give these gladiators a challenge that they're not used to. As for me, I have a YouTube channel called Xanos Nightshade and another up-and-coming YouTube channel called Ask Hemingway. But anyway, that's me.
Alrighty, so let's get started. So you guys are currently in this land called Vespia. Vespia is a massive empire that stretches nearly one continent, or one side of the continent, and it has many different cultures in it, many different. The Empire of Vespia has conquered many different lands. There's a diversity of many different people. And you guys are currently in the capital of Aras, and Aras is a magnificent city. Aras has huge palaces that look like Roman style building or Greek style buildings, all placed around it, with the color of the Vespian Empire of purple and gold laced everywhere. Any banner of the emperor is placed all along, and constantly you can see legions of these plated, like these almost like Roman style plated with conquistador styled hats, just in turtle shells, like in formation, going around the city patrolling, and then some massive legions going off into who knows where to do their doing. But we pan over to the arena, this huge, massive arena, and there's a huge crowd of citizens in it. Just if you're going from aerial view, and you can hear this loud roar as the different events are going on, and as we go to it, we zoom towards the arena, and then darkness. In front of you characters, the gates, as you were behind it, start to open, and light seeps into where you were, and you see this massive crowd among the arena of the Coliseum, and they just start going roaring everywhere. And if you notice straight ahead, near the top, you could see the Emperor himself, uh, la- laced with purple and gold fabric all around him, and eating grapes as he is on looking at all of you. Uh, and especially you, Gabe, you can notice not too far away, maybe to the right, on the lower steps, your Cicero, the gnome, watching over you, making sure you guys are doing what you need to do and doing it well. Uh, and so you see this announcer in the middle going on about, shouting very loudly, "Here are the competitors from the House of Cicero. Everyone, give them a round of applause and roar." Today, they will be facing in this first round of the Emperor's Cup, the highest cup there can be achieved by any gladiator. A certain monsters that we have captured from faraway lands to bring them to challenge them in order to prove their worth. Come up, competitors, and you guys walk towards the middle and tell me how you guys are looking like and how you're going there towards the middle.
As the gate rises, I'm basically kind of praying to myself. My heart is with the people's roar. They feed my strength. Through them, I shall thrive as I lift one of my gladiuses, then the other, and I bang it once, twice, 3 times as I hear the roar of the crowd. My body rises, and I just go right towards the middle where I need to be. In a defensive stance as I walk, waiting for my allies to walk right behind me as we're going up.
Grognog, following his half-orc compatriot in this open gate, starts to walk forward. He's wearing nothing but a loincloth, carrying no weapons. He looks up into the crowd. This is a monster of a half-orc. He's rippling with muscles. People in the first, second, and even third rows can see every striation of the muscular tendons flexing beneath his flesh. He tenses up his arms, raises them up. Grog! Nog! Grog! Nog! Starts pounding on his chest. Once, twice. The third time he pounds on his chest, it's almost like his skin shatters. Once his skin shatters, all this green of his flesh falls to the floor, dissipates, and just fades away. And underneath you can see that he's covered in this black armor now. He's like, Grog! Nog! Pounding again, once, twice, 3 times, with his left hand. He then begins walking forward. He reaches into his loincloth, pulling out a small, empty vial. He pops the cork on the vial as he's walking, takes a deep whiff of what seems to be empty. And as he's breathing in, a black smoke seems to come out of this empty vial, filling his nostrils, turning his eyes just pitch. This pitch then consumes him even more, and his flesh goes from black. His flesh goes from green to black. He corks the vial, puts it away, and just as he walks next to his half-orc compatriot, he fires off his left hand quickly, sharply, all the way, extending it fully left. And then the blackness from his flesh extends and takes the form of a giant greatsword that he then puts before him, holding it outwards, raises it up to his patrons, and then raises his left hand, pumping it. Grog! Nog! Grog! Nog! Grog! Trying to amp up the crowd and rally support behind himself and his gladiatorial group.
Nice.
You would, at that point, see psilocybin right behind them, and he would be, "Hey, wait up, Mr. Muscles," and walk out there right behind all the orcs, and kind of get right next to Grognog, checking out his loincloth, and be like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" And then he kind of notices the crowd. It's like, "Oh, hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?"
Mr. Hanky. Anything from you, Luke?
Executioner walks up last, of course, and he looks at the crowd with his forged eyes. That his face looks like a skull. And uh, he looks at the crowd and says that this night, this day, oh God,
Got this.
hey, not even the gods can stop my wrath upon my opponents. And he casts Thaumaturgy. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Thaumaturgy.
Genuine Flames.
No, I'll type it in chat.
Thaumaturgy.
That. To make the sound of a rumble of thunder about 30 feet above him, with his arm outstretched.
Nice. All those descriptions were awesome, guys. Give yourself a point of inspiration.
Awesome.
Alright. The announcer, as you guys are walking up, kind of nods in respect to you, seeing in all of your glory of what you guys are, and says, "Be ready, competitors, for we have a challenge." And he kind of points his arm out to the other side where another gate lies on the complete opposite of the arena. And that gate opens, and you see a group of mages kind of coming back first with their hands open, and it seems like they're focusing on something. And you see a bunch of them uplifting these massive cages with these huge hulking, if you know goblinoids, these bugbears that are just there with ripping muscles, and they're banging their chest, and they're all angry in the chest and the crates, and trying to break open the cages and whatnot with no success. But they lie them down in front of you, and you can notice that the one in the middle, the bugbear, is a little bit more hulking than the rest of them, and more angry, more aggressive, beating on his chest and getting ready to go. And the announcer says, "Take your places." And he starts backing away to get out of the way of combat. So tell me how you guys want to position yourselves before we start.
Right where I'm at, it's fine. I'm just waiting for them to come. I'll meet them halfway if I need to. I can be right there in the middle. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Grognog will actually start stepping forward. He won't run forward. He'll take, if nobody else is moving, he steps maybe 20 feet towards the enemy. But he's not walking in a straight line. As he's stepping, he's just doing slow 360-degree turns, playing to the crowd, and he's swinging this giant axe over his head repeatedly, screaming out, "Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog!" And then as he stops, he extends his left arm, pointing his giant axe at the biggest bugbear. And the action that he took while he was spinning the axe over his head was to cast Blade Ward on himself.
Julio, give me a quick description of what Blade Ward does.
Blade Ward gives me resistance to any non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Ah, sweet. All right,
So
cool.
he's sitting there taunting, and if you want me to perform or whatever to the crowd, I'll give it a roll if you'd like.
Perfectly fine to me if you want to perform. If not, it's fine.
Yeah, well, I'm a gladiator. I'm actually a performer. So
Oh yeah, go ahead.
if it means anything to the game or whatever, you just let me know.
Actually, yeah, go ahead and do a performance check. I'm gonna see if something big happens.
14 on the die, so that's +4, total of 18.
Oh, 18 is good. As you do that, the crowd just burst out in a roar, and you start hearing people following you as you say Grognog, Grog, 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 Grog. And the crowd has your back, my friend. uh, so where are the executioner and the Silas going to be?
Well, the executioner is probably going to be standing behind the other group. Simply because most of his stuff is ranged. So
Okay, cool. Andrew, where's Silas is going to be?
What's that, buddy?
Where's your guy going to be?
I was sat next to Grognog, kind of trying to touch his muscles. Man, hey, Mr. Muscles.
As you do that, the mages back up, getting back towards the gate as it starts to close, and a bunch of them whip their hands to the left, and the cages unlock, and these bugbears burst out of the cage and start with their big hulking clubs, start beating their chest towards you, and they start to hulk over and charge. And let us roll initiative.
4.
Oh yeah, go ahead and type it on the side, guys, so I can keep track. Okay, I'm gonna start writing this down. Okay, so okay, start here. Okay, you guys will start. Okay, so we have Gabe, of course. Your Cygnus is gonna go first. Then we got is that Luke? Yes. Luke, your character. Gonna go next, which is the executioner. After the executioner, we got Is it? Did someone not put their thing on the side? Is
I
Andrew
think that'd
there?
be Andrew.
That would be
Yeah.
Andrew. He doesn't have access to this chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Andrew, what did you roll?
Did you want me to roll an initiative, buddy?
Yeah. Roll
Okay.
initiative for Silas. 8. Okay, yeah, you're going after the executioner. And then we got Nelson right there with Brognog. And then we will see where the bugbears land. But Cygnus, you go first. You see these hulking bugbears at the other end of the arena, and the one in the middle being the biggest among them. What do you do? Oh, I can't hear you, Barley.
You're muted, man.
There you go.
Love it. Gotta love being muted. Roll my shoulders, my sword's in my hand as I walk up about 20 feet, 10 feet to the left, giving room between Grognog and myself. and knowing they're coming in, I'm ready for them, and I'm going to take the dodge action at this point. And I'm basically in a defensive mode and ready for them when they come in.
Cool by me. Cool by me. So that will then take us to the executioner. How are you gonna? Or what are you gonna do?
Is Grognog still within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on Grognar to give him is a melee attack a strength check?
Yeah. Is it?
Or
Yes.
Dex. Or Dex.
Yeah.
All
No.
right.
Yeah. Strength or red dex.
Then I'm going to cast Full Strength from Enhance Ability on Grognar. So he gets advantage on strength checks and his carrying capacity doubles.
Nice. This is gonna go well. All right. And then right after you do that, these bugbears start charging at you guys as they were, and seeing that this big, massive orc has been taunting them, the big one is going to try to attack attack him first by taking his big club and trying to smack him on the head. But with resistance, that's halved if he gets you, right?
Yeah, if he hits me, I take half.
All right,
And
cool.
remember, I typed in chat that all the the blackness and all that was me casting my mage armor and fiendish vigor.
All right, and mage armor is +4, correct?
Yeah, so my AC 16 and I have 6 temporary hit points.
All right, cool. Okay, so need to have him on check. Okay. That is definitely. So you said 16 is his thing now.
Yeah.
That hits. He's going to get at you for how many of these? Hold on. Sorry, taking a while. We might be 8 here. So that's as he comes down, he smacks his club right into your side of your shoulder, and just goes a big savage roar. And you took 13 points of damage, but halved. That is
It'd be 6, right?
yeah, it'd be about 6. So
Yeah,
just knocked
so
Go
he
ahead.
just all he does is go through my temporary. I take no damage. So if you would be so kind enough to have him roll a dexterity save, as
Okay.
he gets hellishly rebuked, and I'll describe how it is. As he crashes down on me, he hits me. My flesh is all black, and as he hits me, he shatters completely this black flesh, exposing my natural green tone underneath. And these shards of flesh, they separate and fly everywhere, and then as they're flying everywhere, they burst into flame, and they start flying towards him, striking him multiple times, burning the fur off of him.
All right. What's the DC save for this?
The spell DC is dexterity, and the DC is 12.
Okay. I just rolled a nat 20, so I think good.
No, you still take half.
This big takes half? Okay.
Yeah,
It just takes half.
it's safe for half.
Okay, so how much damage?
So, that's 10, and one more D10. Another 10, so 20 fire damage in total.
Nice. Okay.
And then Grognog just screams, raising his axe above his head with both hands, as the remaining shards of his once black flesh sort of just crumble to the ground.
Nice. So this next bugbear is going to come up and try to get you too, since you have been kind of annoying him. On the same. So, but a smaller one, so he goes and tries to swing at your side. As I fail. Okay, that is not going to hit, so he misses. Swings, and it kind of goes wide, get about a foot between his club and your body. Then this last one
Who
is
was
going
he?
to go after.
Who was he attacking?
He was attacking Grognog, but this last guy is going to attack Cygnus.
All right, his attack's at a disadvantage.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, and that is. Okay, your AC is. Alright, so he barely gets you on your side as he swings his club, taking out a little bit, like denting a little bit of your armor there. And he's going to get you for. Oh, wait, wrong die. 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. All right, I'm going to spend a point, and I'm actually going to go ahead and parry that.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so that's going to be 3 plus that, so it's going to be taking out 6. So I take 10 points of damage. As basically he swings in, I basically hit. As he still hits me, but I'm pushing his weapon away.
All right, and that gives us to our next guy, which should be Silas.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Hello? I can barely hear everybody. I don't know why.
So what you see, Silas, is
What's that?
oh, I was gonna say you just saw Grognog being in combat with the really big bugbear, the not as big bugbear, and another one went over to Cygnus, yeah.
All right. I would look at Grognog and be like, "Yeah, get him, Mr. Muscles," and then pull out my whip and start whipping the same target he's at. And that would be a 16 to hit.
16 hit. That will. Let me pull this up. That will just be enough. Roll for him. 50 shots of bugbear.
And that will be a 12 damage.
12 damage. Alright, duly noted. Which one was this towards, by the way?
The same one Grognog was attacking.
Okay. Oneshot? Okay, so we have with 16. Alright, that will bring us to Grognog. What are you gonna do?
Right now, the big one that got just destroyed by the flames. How badly? In what condition does he look?
He looks, he looks kind of hurt a little bit. It's definitely his skin is kind of burned, and he's not very happy about that. But in otherwise shape, he looks like he's still gonna be fighting here.
All right, so he just looks he looks ticked off. He looks peeved, right?
Yeah, he looks really peeved.
He looks peeved. So wait, I gotta see if there's a bonus action because I should have checked. FG. If it's a bonus, should I do it? Really? Should I? Nah, I'm not. I'm actually after raising my my axe up into the air, and I'm screaming, "Grog!" I shift my grip, right, so to a proper grip, and then just bring it down upon this the big bugbear.
Yeah. Very
Oh,
cool. Very cool.
yeah. The big bugbear or not? Yeah, I'm gonna kill the big bugbear.
And
Right? Or no, I have Grognog has his crap. He dropped. He has his axe over the air, and he exposes his back to his enemy for a moment to turn around to his allies, and he looks as to where the whip came from, and he says, "He's mine!" And then, while turning around again, spins and brings his axe down to bear on the big bugbear.
Nice.
So that's a 4, and your spell gave me advantage, so I'll roll again.
Yep.
That one's a 19. Too bad I'm not a fighter.
That will definitely hit.
And with a great X, I do D12 plus 5. I rolled a 10, so that's 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. All right. He's still up and about, but that definitely hurt. So as he takes that, he goes across his chest. And he's looking at you, super raged.
And as he's looking at me, super raged, I just flourish the great axe, to the side, right? And Grognog will start walking away from his allies to pace around the bugbear.
Where you going, Grognog?
Right, to pace around the bugbear, and as he's doing so, he's licking the remainder of the blood from his axe, and then with one hand raises the axe above his head and just screams out, "Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog!" Playing to the crowd again.
As you hear that from the crowd.
Hey guys, out of character real quick. I have to make a drive. I can still be in here. I just won't be able to roll dice. So if someone wants to roll dice for me, that'd be awesome.
Sure, I'll go ahead and do that for you.
Sweet, thanks, man.
All right. So that was Grognog's turn. Awesome description there. Now we're moving back up to the ladder. Cygnus, what you gonna do now? You got a bugbear on top of you. And you
Yep,
got,
I'm moving. I'm sidestepping to the right, 5 feet, and basically letting Grognog have his little time in the sun, and I'm gonna take the dodge action again. And I'm basically gonna be playing with these bugbears a little bit.
All right, cool. So as you get ready to dodge again, it goes down to the executioner. We have 2 guys on top of the your orc friend or your half orc friend, and then we have 1 guy about to go onto onto Cygnus again.
I should be between both of them.
Should be between Cygnus and the
Between one bugbear and the big bugbear, because he was there. I should be between both of them. So.
Oh yeah. So what I'm picturing it is I see the 1 bugbear to your left, that one that just tried to attack you, the big bugbear to your right, and you're in between it.
Alrighty. In that case, well, friend is a liberal term. Anyway, on the big bugbear that they're attacking, I'm pretty sure they can handle the smaller one or the other one on their own. So, I'm going to cast command at the big bugbear.
Alright, cool.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw against 13.
Alright, wisdom saving throw. So this is the bugbear. I'll go ahead and can you mute yourself right there?
Andrew, you mean?
Yeah, Andrew. I'll go ahead. Yeah, thank you. Alright, so as you
unmute myself, sorry.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, he doesn't make the save, so what happens?
Oh, he doesn't make the save? Okay. So, I can command him to do a number of things, but I choose him to grovel, which means, he falls prone and then ends his turn.
Alright, cool. So, as we come to the next, to the bugbear's turn, that bugbear, gets a gaze on his eyes, like an empty gaze, and he goes down on one knee and starts going to the ground, just laying there ready to take it from anybody. Then you have these smaller bugbears. Seeing this go on, you have the first smaller bugbear that is close to, our Grognog and Silas, and he looks between what he's done, and he just got kind of like he saw it getting cracked in the side by the whip, and so he starts in a rage in his eyes and slobber coming from his mouth, going to come and smash into Silas. So he's going to roll to do, and with that +4, he hits Silas and on the side for about that's plus 13 damage. So Silas, in the car, your guy takes 13 damage. All right. Next to that, so next we have the other bugbear between our two guys, a bit like on the far right side. Sorry, and he's going to try to go onto our little dodger here. So he rolls at disadvantage, correct?
That would be correct.
Gotcha. You're rolled the same one twice, so he's going to hit you. Comes down, swinging low, and he's going to hit you on the leg with his big club, and he is going to do 14 points of damage as he comes and swings you, hits you on your thigh, and goes. Roar! So that will bring us to Silas. What is your guy going to do?
CeeLo, is the background noise too much for you guys right now, or is it okay?
Right now it's fine. So just if you have yourself muted between hands, it's fine.
Okay, cool. I'd like to whip the same one that I whipped before, if he's not down yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not down yet, so you can go ahead and definitely whip him.
Awesome. If you can roll my hit and my damage for me, I'd be obliged.
Alright, so roll a...
My whip's a D8 plus 3.
So, as you go to
how's your whip at D8?
For the damage. As you go to whip him, your wrist flings way too early, and your whip wraps around you and tightens up, and you are entangled for 1 round. As you try to free yourself.
All right.
Just to give you a note, I rolled a natural 1, so I'm sorry. Okay. As this is going on, the crowd is still roaring.
Side note, sorry, you guys are right. It's a D4, not a D8 for the whip. I was thinking of my rapier. My bad.
And then this brings to you, Grognog.
Yeah. As the creature, the large bugbear is groveling at my feet now. Grognog, who had his axe raising over his head, amping up the crowd, first lowers it and then runs. He starts pacing around the large bugbear, and then just running the flat of his blade across the back of his head, down his back. Raising his left hand to the crowd and not saying anything this time. He's just looking at everyone, nodding, like, "Yep, it's about to go down." right? Then picks up his axe and then just trounces the bugbear.
As you were about to, is this a critical roll, right? Because he's prone.
He's prone. No, it's
Yeah.
not an automatic critical. No,
Okay.
I get advantage, but because of the spell, I get advantage anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So as you were about to do that, so just for the sake of being gladiators, you saw the crowd have their thumbs down.
All right, and there he goes.
All right. So go ahead and roll
Oh!
with advantage.
Yep, he's dead. Without
Natural
advantage, my first roll is a natural 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Roll that damage just for me to know.
Yeah, so that's 5 plus 8 is 13. Plus 7 is another 20.
20.
Yeah.
With that, I'm going to say, as you bring down, you break open his head, and you see brain and whatnot just go out, and you're basically your axe is kind of stuck in his head, and if you want to kick it out, you can, but he's dead.
Grognog will actually, he'll put his foot on the back, right? And leave his axe into his head, and he'll raise his hand. He'll let go of the axe, raising his right hand. Okay, the splatter, the blood, the gore, just splash across the sand of the arena. Dripping from his head. The blood dripping from his head. The blood splatters on my axe start to crawl up the axe, up across the blade, across the handle, then off into the air, and follows my hand, and then it then wraps around my hand. It begins wrapping around my body, reinstating my black flesh. It covers me first in red, and then as the blood is exposed to the air, it rapidly turns black, and I am an ebony orc once again. And then with that same hand that he raised up into the air, he balls up into a fist, and then starts pumping it in the air. Grog, nog, grog, nog, ah! And then as he screams, he grabs his axe again and pulls it back out and starts swinging it, and pointing at the remaining bugbears left alive.
The crowd goes, and if you took a peek at the Emperor, he was going, clapping his hand, just going, nodding respect a little bit. And then that will bring us to Cygnus.
All right, with Grognog's foot on his back, I'm actually going to leap on the shoulder of the dead orc, and then I'm actually going to basically curl back and attack the one that I was hitting, or actually dodging, or being hit by. So I'm going to first do my first attack, and I'm going to say, well, that's a 19, so I'm going to leave it at that, 19 for the hit.
19, that is a hit.
All right, and then once I get in for the first attack, I'm going to slide around with my other one, going for his neck. So here's this attack. Yeah, I'm going to add one of those. So I'm adding a point, so that's going to be another 13, so that's another 19 to hit.
All right, cool.
And then my bonus action, I'm actually going to go ahead and basically finish off with another one. Basically this time sticking the blade straight into his neck and down in. So we're going to do that attack now, and that was a natural 20. All right, so here's the first attack here. It's going to be, I'll leave it at that. That's going to be 9 points of damage for the first hit. The second hit is going to be, 5 points of damage. And then the second is going to be, 1, 2, 3, is going to be 11, 14, so that'll be 18 points of damage on the third hit.
All right, and so in total, that I think that's more. So let's just say this. As you do all of your attacks, slash, and then straight into his neck, you see blood kind of going out as you hit the juggler, and he's kind of twitching a little bit, and he's basically on his last breath. And as you see that, the crowd brings up their thumbs with down.
And then with that, I'll finish it off, and it's just basically do the fifth final slice, going for the head coming off of his body.
His head pops off like a cap of a soda, just rushing one, and blood splurts everywhere and gets on your face and helmet and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. All right. With that, the crowd roars with encouragement, and we move on to the executioner. You have one bugbear left towards that is near Grognog. Or no, not near Silas, sorry. Near Silas.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. Well, I'm going to dig into my spells which the gods have given me. And I feel this bugbear has been enough of a pain in the butt. First of all, so I will cast blindness on him.
Okay.
Makes
That's
a
all
con
right.
saving throw.
Alright. Is it automatic or is it a saving throw?
Nope, con saving throw against 13.
Okay, con saving throw. 13. Let's see here. He does not make it.
That means he is blinded for 1 minute.
As he. Wait, what?
At the end of each of his turns, he gets another saving throw attempt if you.
Oh, okay. So this is his first round. Basically, he's not going to be able to do anything, right? With his blind.
Cannot
So,
see.
I think they can attack, but with disadvantage if they're just wildly going out. So, and being in range in Silas, as his turn comes, the bugbear is blinded and he's just going, not knowing what's going on. He just swings wildly in front of him, and one extends far enough to possibly hit where Silas is. So he's gonna roll, but with disadvantage. And as he comes trying to hit him, he actually comes and his blindness hits himself in the leg. Looking, and it looks like he almost burst his knee out. And let's go. And as he does this, his knee, basically his leg breaks, and it goes to the ground, and he's going, and he's struggling on the ground, and he's prone. So that moves us to Silas. This almost dead bugbear is at your feet, prone.
I would look at my orcs and be like, good job, my muscly man. And then pull out my whip and try to slash at this owlbear at the ground.
Alright, so I'm going to roll for you.
And then, yeah, you guys are right. It was a 1d4, not a d8. I apologize.
Okay, so I'm going to roll at advantage since he's prone.
Can I use a reaction to extend my hand and just let the whip strike me instead to protect the bugbear?
Sure.
Please do.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll go ahead and do that.
Grognog will quickly shift over and reach out with his left hand. That he has his axe in his right. Reaches out with his left hand to block the.
All right. So what is the damage again for a whip?
It's D4 plus either your strength or your dexterity.
All right. What's higher for you, Silas?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. How many points of dexterity is your do I add?
I believe it would be a +2.
All right, that's 4 points of damage. So you take 2 points of damage.
No,
I would look at him and be like, "What's that?"
No, I no longer have the blade ward. That has to be recast every round. but I do have 6 temporary hit points, so it actually doesn't hurt me.
Okay, so yeah, it hits the black overcoat, and you see a little bit of smoke of black go on the whip. Strikes you.
I would
Yeah.
look at Grognog and be like, you love it when I whip you, huh?
I'll turn back and look at you, and Grognog furrows his eyebrows. You can see that the black flesh that the whip struck is crackled up and falling away, but is not completely gone. He goes, "A gladiator just died by the blade," and then he'll look to the crowd and just raise his axe at the audience.
As they cheer. And as it comes to your turn, they have their thumbs out and they go all the crowd unit at one single time. Comes to your turn.
Who's that? Who's your turn? Is that me?
Yeah, it's you, Grognog.
Um, who let who dropped the bugbear again? Who's the one that dropped the bugbear to the knee? Who caused the bugbear to drop to the knee?
I believe it was the No. The bugbear dropped himself because he hit himself.
All right. Grognog will grab him with one hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like raise him up, just so he's not on the floor, just enough that his torso is raised up in view of the crowd. As best as he could be standing in this kneeling position, raises him up, swings his axe over his head 2-3 times, and then on the 4th time grabs it with both hands, and then lays the blade straight into his chest. And I still got that spell on me, right? The spell strength.
Yeah, how many rounds did that last?
I think it lasts. 1 sec. Let me look.
And if I'm not mistaken, we're on the 3rd round.
Yeah. I just want to know if I need to spend my inspiration or not.
Oh, okay.
It lasts an hour.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Then yeah. So that's not much better. 6. What's my melee? 7. I get a total of 13 on my to hit.
That does not hit.
All right. So he's like swinging his axe overhead, right? And as he brings his axe to swing into the bugbear's chest, in the bugbear's weakened state, he naturally buckled back over, and I just barely missed him over his head, clearing and not contacting anything.
And the crowd kind of goes, a sigh. And that will bring it to Cygnus.
All right, as the orc is dropping basically from the swing, I'm coming up. I take a two leap, like jump stance, and do basically like if I was playing tennis with my sword. I'll swing it once and then swing it again right across his body. So the first attack is going to be here, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And then the second hit is going to leave it at that as well. So 18 and 17 on the dice. And first one is going to be 4 points of damage. I will put a point to actually do that. 5, so it's going to be first hit's going to be 9 points of damage. Then the second one, I'll do it again, is going to go ahead and go 7, so that'll be 11 points of damage on the second hit.
All right, tell me how you killed this bugbear.
All right, as I came in, I'm swinging in. As he's falling in, I catch him. And basically, as he's slicing his body, and then the second one, I poke the sword right into the side of his shoulder, kind of coming through, and then I'll basically just hold him. As my sword is kind of, you can see it completely impaling from the side of the neck coming up, and I just hold him there for the crowd to see. Waiting for someone else to even just kind of maybe finish him off right in the middle, just to bring him all the way down.
Nice. He plops to the ground, dead. The crowd roars. and then you see the announcer start to come up and says, and he goes and he points his arms at you guys and he says, "Victors! They will move on in the competition."
As soon as he says victors, I'll actually raise both of my swords in the air and then start clanging them together, just so that just to edge the crowd to roar even louder. And just as I hear them loud, I just feel the strength of their voices just enter into my veins and my blood. And you can see the tense of even my veins are just coming through my skin. And basically just keep doing that until we have to walk out, and I'll just still do it.
Yeah, Grognog will start. He'll start walking away slowly, spitting his axe over his head. Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog, and then he'll throw his axe to the ground, just using a free action to unsummon it. And as it hits the ground, it bursts into just smoke, and then he'll start running and run in circles around the arena, just yelling out his own name, Grog, 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 and as he's doing so, he's actually casting Thunderclap. He's staying away from his allies to do this, but he's actually casting Thunderclap. So it's a sound that can be heard well within 300 feet, as this huge, huge roar every time he starts screaming his name.
As both of you guys are doing that, every time, every pump, every little action, the crowd gets louder and louder and louder, especially help with that thunderclap. So you guys are heading towards the gate, basically?
If that is how they're saying this, yes, I will actually head towards the area so we can actually take our quick little rest that we normally do between each fight. Let the next round happen for another group, and I'll basically sit there in quietness, just hearing the chants of the crowd and my head just nodding.
Yeah, as Grognog gets close to the gate, he begins wiping his ebony skin, and as he does so, it begins to crackle and fall off, exposing his natural toned green flesh underneath. And he does the same with the blackened armor, making it look like he's unclasping it, and when the armor hits the floor, it just poof into black smoke and then disappears into nothingness, and commences to walk silently to his cell.
What about the rest of you guys?
The executioner will basically be spending the entire time. Well, how much time is the gap between?
Well, what I'm gonna do is, you guys can be technically fighting for a good amount of the day, but I'm gonna say we kind of glaze over that. So, if anything you want to do role playing wise right now, it's perfectly fine with me.
Alrighty. He's probably gonna spend because I'm a warforged, I can spend 4 hours rather than 8. So I'm gonna do my 4 hours of rest, and then the entire rest of the time is spent saying prayers and to the his god of death and awaiting the next match.
Yeah, as the ebony flesh and armor were removed, you can see Grognog is walking back to his cell without a scratch. And he's just sitting there, just waiting for the match. He doesn't need 8 hours. He doesn't need 4 hours. He'll fight right away, but if it takes an hour, he'll rest an hour and be fully prepared to continue on just as he was doing before. He's just sitting in the corner silently, on the floor, with his hands resting on his knees, just slumped over, looking at every guard and every gladiator that passes him, looking at each and every one of them with killer intent.
Nice. So what about Silas? Andrew there? I'm gonna take gander that Andrew's not here right now, but it's perfectly fine. So as you guys were going back to your cells, and then coming back later for a couple more rounds to face beasts and whatnot throughout the day. The day comes to to dusk, and you guys are as you come back from the gate after whatever you fought last. You see Cicero at the meeting you right after you come back from the entrance, and he says, "Good job today, fellas. You brought pride to our house."
Mayhouse, Capriera, stand tall this day. We will continue the last fight. We will go on for you, for our house. Our pride, the pride of this crowd is upon your house. And I look, and the gods, and I'll look at the priest. Seek favor in your house.
Always good to hear. I always trust you like this. And for all of you, good job too. So, you faced great challenges coming up. Today, you face beasts. Tomorrow, you face men.
Beast or man, it makes no difference. Blood shall be on our weapons. Blood shall be on the ground, and it won't be ours.
All shall fall before Grognog.
Death is eventual.
Indeed. So, go ahead and get what you need. But tonight is the feast for the victors. You guys can go on towards the mess hall and enjoy your feast.
Yeah,
But be careful. Brian, I was going to say something?
yeah. It was just while go forth, enjoy your feast, and whatever. Grognog stands up from his corner, and he'll nod at Cicero and goes, "Yes, Dominus."
Nice. And he nods to you guys to keep saying, be careful there. It might get a little... tensions may rise, for these other competitors seem a little feisty to get a little early blood. Don't cause too much trouble. If anyone dies tonight, our team is already kicked out of the competition, so just be wary.
They can die with glory in the arena, or as slaves out of the arena. Makes no difference to me.
Then the best way to serve my anger so that it doesn't get the better of me is I shall stand at your side throughout the night until it is time to rest.
I will... Well, I'm hungry, so come with me, and we'll watch each other's backs. What the rest of you guys are doing right now?
Grognog, as Cicero is speaking, Grognog nods and goes, "My footsteps echo yours, Dominus. Lead and I shall follow."
Very well, very well. And you, cleric, it is good that I picked you up as soon as I did. You're a great addition.
It matters not what happens to anyone, as long as I get my money in the end.
Oh, you will. Oh, you will. Especially if we become Regis. And as he does that, he kind of motions you guys in his tiny little way down here to start following him towards where the mess hall is. And so when you guys are behind him or to his side, and you come to this stone like stoneworks hallway, and going down, you see you come to this big hall with big torches on every so often going down the hall, and you see these very long tables with many gladiators grubbing down on food that are all lined up there and making a whole big mess. And you see gladiators of all races of life, all kinds. You see big hulking orcs from the northern lands. You see sleek elves. You assume wood elves with nature like from foreign lands. Uh, and as you're grubbing down, you go to your part of the table and start chowing. So if you want to just say how you're chowing down, it's awesome. So what food are you eating and whatnot? I'll give it to you.
Yeah, Grognog is searching for meat. He's all into that high protein diet. This massive form needs, a lot of fuel to keep going. His magic needs a lot of blood to keep going. Grognog eats, if not raw, nearly raw meat, and that's what he's searching for. That's what he's grabbing. And as he bites in, and the little bit of juices and blood from such undercooked or uncooked flesh that he's consuming, he'll just let dribble down his face as he looks at the competition, the other gladiators. He'll smile, exposing more of his teeth, his tusks just jutting forward. The grime and the gristle and the blood, nestling between the cracks of his teeth. Smiling menacingly, and just nodding his head as each one, he moves his glance from each one to the next. He then grabs himself the smallest bowls of rice and finds a corner and just starts digging in, eating it with his hands.
Everybody else?
Um, the executioner does not require food to eat or anything to drink, but he'll stand watching the other gladiators that are there with his dead, cold eyes for the entire time that the rest of his team are there.
A couple of them see you and they shift eyes and kind of look twice in like kind of a little scared manner, but start quickly grabbing at their food again, trying to ignore you. What about Cygnus? Cygnus.
Right. So I look at my friends here. One is not eating, which I understand. The other, I'm looking at him eat the raw meat, and well, at least he's got the grains right. I'll actually be looking for barley grains and boiled beans, oatmeal, even ash, basically to help prepare for my body. Keeping the tradition of a gladiator for his last meal. Every fight I go into the arena, I expect that to be my last because I put my all into it. I may not show it, but each movement is calculated. Each movement I do, each strive is basically to make me better. So I will actually be eating barley grains with boiled beans and oatmeal and ash.
Very cool, very cool. And is Silas here yet? I'll give him 3, 2, 1. I'm guessing not. So as you guys were chowing down or staring intimidatingly wise at other people, uh, and Cicero was somewhat delicately to a little bit slobberish, just chowing down a little bit on his food. You see, if you guys probably don't see it yet, but in the distance, as different men are going at different barrels of ale, pouring down and chugging it, there are these scimitars that are up on the horse legs and drinking beer, and there's a big hulking one. If you ever looked at him, you would notice that he's huge with tribal tattoos going down him, a long beard braided down, and very long hair, drinking down his beard, chugging it down, and he looks over towards where you are, and then looks at his fellow scimitar group, and he kind of nudges them, and they start clomping away towards where you guys are. And as you're chowing down, this biggest one with very menacingly tribal tattoos and some piercings on his lips and whatnot, comes and says, "So, you are the house of Gabrielle, aren't you?"
And he's talking to our Dominus?
Talking to, in general, all of you.
Alright, that's not my place to speak at this moment then, okay.
Then Cicero would be, "Yes, what do you want?" And this big hulking scimitar looks at all of you and says, and then directly to Cicero in his eyes, "I am Lork. We are the scimitars of the steppes, far to the east. You, I've heard about you. Traveling here, different gladiators, boasting about your strength and how good you are. Pugh, you are nothing. We will crush you tomorrow in match."
As soon as he said you heard nothing, Grognog almost chokes on the rice he's eating in the grains. You are from the steppes. I'll take 2 steps, and 3 and 4. That way, if you wish to die with glory in the arena tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know if you want to try it first. Try anything against me? This guard looks over and you see these legionnaire-looking guards just poking over, like glancing over, and a couple of them are staring at you guys with conquistador helmets, making sure a fight's not about to happen.
Yeah. As he looks over to the guards, Grognog says, "A slave hides behind the protection of guards. Guards are there to protect their slaves, to protect their masters, and to prevent a real gladiator from disobeying them. So go, run, slave. Hide behind the guard."
Ho, 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 ho. I'm not hiding behind guard. You fight me? You're out of competition.
Grognog will smile, like not a clenched smile, but an open smile, and in the gap between the teeth, just a black smoke starts pouring out, and then the black smoke slowly creeps across his body, giving himself that black flesh again.
I'll calm him, put my hand on him. And as I'm doing that, I'm actually going to use him for leverage. And my left hand's on the table. If you wish to even live the night, you will leave. And then tomorrow we shall see who wins. But as of right now, nobody in this room even knows who you are. Not even those guards of yours. Got it? Now move. And I'll sit back down calmly, face just straight.
Lork, hulk it up, he says, "I see how it is."
No, you don't. You'd be gone if you did. Now go.
Has his mug in one hand, meat, like leg of meat in the other, starts motioning around, takes a bite, and spits in your direction, and he starts clomping away. We'll get you tomorrow.
Yeah,
You'll
while,
see
while,
people.
while he was eating, because he wasn't moving away yet, the flesh was starting to grow into armored pads as after the fiendish vigor, he's summoning his armor of shadows. And the longer he chews, I'll summon a sword as well. And I'm sitting there still, not moving, just staring him dead in his eyes.
He kind of brushes off, and as he brushes off, he notices the gaze of probably the death gaze of the Warforged cleric there. Gets a little shake and then starts gazes for composure and starts clomping off with his other scimitar companions who look back and look at you with nasty growls and go.
Very calm and just do this.
Ah, those fellows. Scimitars from the eastern steppes. Heard of them. Haven't heard of this one, though. But he looks like he's ready for some action.
He will find the action. But in order to find something, one will lose something. That is what you taught me. If you want to find trouble, you will find it. But it'll be at the loss of one's life. That is what you taught me. That is what I stand behind. If he wants trouble, then he shall lose his life.
You have learned well, Cygnus. Very well.
Dominus.
Alright. And Grognog. I appreciate your enthusiasm. But, like I've said before, let's be careful about these hotheads. We don't want to be hotheads ourselves and get kicked out of here.
No, this is as you wish, Dominus. And then he'll pound on his chest, and in one motion, as he pounds on his chest, all of the black armor and black flesh, they all explode, shatter, and just dissipate almost instantaneously to dust.
Very well, very well. So, your name was the Executioner there?
Indeed.
I know I've hired you recently, but where were you made from?
All I know is that they are called the Temple of the Keeper. That is all I've ever been told.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Don't know if I've ever heard them, but seeing you, especially in action, I wouldn't want to mess with anything they create.
It is best not to mess with anything that anyone creates.
Very true. Very true. See here. So, let's go ahead and probably scurry off here. I think we're pretty much done with our food. Wouldn't mind getting a couple of much of ale. And tomorrow, we crush those scimitars in the face.
Dominus, do you see it wise to be alone tonight, seeing that the scimitars have tried to, try to step upon the roof of your house?
I see what you did there. Well, if you wish to come with me tonight, you're welcome.
Very well, Dominus.
As I see around here, you got some good competition here. Some people have been very well known, like the Cygnus, or the Sigma over there, House Claritar, very well known. Some faces I haven't seen, and Dark Horses, wink wink. like those scimitars. But we'll see what we're up against. I have faith in all of you.
Thank you,
And-
Dominus.
And so I'm guessing you guys are getting ready to go to bed after you leave the dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is fun. When we go back to our cages, back to our area where we bed down for the night, Grognog, he finds himself a private corner, depending whether if we have some sort of community lockup or individual rooms, I don't know. But he'll find himself a corner on the floor. He'll sit down before lying down, reaching into his loincloth, pulling out that empty vial, or that apparently empty vial. He'll lie down on the floor almost in a fetal position, and then just pop the cork and smell the contents of the vial as it comforts him, and he drifts off into slumber.
What about the rest of you?
I'll follow Cicero, and I'll actually be at his door, um, basically as his bodyguard, and I'll actually be at the door listening for anything, any commotion inside, and if there is a walking guard, I'll make sure that they wake me if I happen to fall asleep as they pass me, to wake me up no matter what. If I happen to slumber in my watch.
Mm-hmm. Very cool, very cool. What about our good Warforged there?
I think our wonderful Warforged friend, the Executioner, will find a wall in his cell, obviously, and he will lean up against it, and the light in his eyes will slowly fade away as he rests off to sleep with his arms crossed over his chest.
Very, very cool. And I believe Silas is still not here, but we'll continue on. And so from night comes day, dawn comes out, and a couple of guards come to your areas and have some pots and go, all right, wake up, next day of competition. Everywhere to all of you guys.
What are the pots filled with?
They're just empty. He has a spoon and a pot and going, get your grub. All in the mess hall.
And Grognog is first in line.
I'm guessing like you go push over people.
No, they just know to get out of Grognog's way.
Very true, very true. They say as you go up, people shift to the side, not wanting to get entangled with you.
And while he's walking, when he heard Grub, he woke up, shot up, just tucked away the vial, in his little loincloth on the side, little strip of leather, and just rushed over, not running, but like taking long, big steps, and also rubbing his eyes. Grub, yes.
And kind of weary, I'm not hearing any commotion inside the room. I'll actually bang on the door where Cicero is at, and I'll wait for a sound. If I don't hear any sound, I will knock down the door with my feet, crashing it down.
You see Cicero going, ah!
All right. Dominus, it is morning. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Those horse people didn't try anything last night, but we'll see how they are in the ring.
We shall. But as
What?
of right now, I believe I need to go have my last dinner.
Ah, well, hopefully it won't be your last. Trained you well enough, but if it is, you've served me well.
And I'll basically hearing that, I'll actually hear for a little longer, hear commotion inside for him, and I'll feel more at ease, and then I'll take off to have my last meal, or what's considered a gladiator's last meal.
Alrighty. And what about the executioner? Does he just?
He hears the sound of the guy hitting the pot with the, and his eyes, yes, they slowly brighten back up again to a I didn't actually figure out a color for that. A very light shade of red. And as soon as he wakes up, yeah, that's about it. He's gonna unfold his arms and actually he's gonna use his let's call it thermat that magic-y thing I did before to make the unlocked door to his cell fly open without him touching it, and then he'll walk through it.
Very cool, very cool. And we have Silas back here. So Silas, we just went through a whole day. Some scimitars bothered you during when you were eating grub with the rest of the guys, but now those guys didn't bug you after they were fiended off by your friends. You're back here, just got woken up with pots and pans, getting ready for breakfast before your first fight. What are you doing?
Oh, what's all this commotion I hear? I'll just kind of look around at everybody and yeah, wait for everybody to make their move. Kind of wouldn't even really be getting ready. I always have my whip on me and not much of the combat, but just look around at my group and be like, I'm a muscly man all ready to fight.
As you guys finish up your grub and in the morning and are going towards the entrance, he, Silas says, "Do good today. I'll meet you soon, hopefully for the semifinals and the finals, my friends." So you guys go fight for a while. First couple of rounds, not so much of a challenge. The first people you fight are some high elf mages, gladiators, but you fend them off easily. And then you probably fight a couple more bulking orcs later on. But then after all this competition comes, you guys actually make it to the semifinals.
Before the first fight, sorry, I was muted and I was trying to talk. I was like, okay, I better shut up. I would have asked Executioner if he could bolster both of us for the strength beforehand, since it does last a while, and we can notice because of the what happened prior. I would have asked that prior to probably the first fight. That way he didn't have to waste his turns or his motions to actually cast those spells upon just one person. To actually give the house a full advantage versus just a portion or a quarter of the house, the representatives there which are us.
I can do that, indeed. So I'll cast it on Cygnus, and I'll cast full strength or endurance. Which one do you want? I can do the whole list of them.
I'd say probably bulls for me, endurance probably for. I mean, it's up to him, but I would ask for the strength.
Yeah, whichever is good for you guys, I don't mind.
He probably would want strength too as well. I mean, I'm sure he's not there, so I'm sure he would want the advantage to attack.
Yeah. In that case, I'll give full strength to both of you then. Cygnus and to Grognog.
What, I got bull strength again?
Yep.
Yeah, before that first fight. But now we kind of went through the motions and went through all these fights. Now we're basically at these, he said, semi-finals?
Yeah, you're at the semifinals.
Yeah, but before each fight, I'm using my my Armor of Shadows, summoning my packed weapon. As a matter of fact, as we're moving through the fights, every fight I'm fighting with a different weapon.
Nice.
All right, every fight I'm summoning a different packed weapon. It's taking different forms, and of course, the fiendish vigor, making myself into a black orc. Always
You would
playing
see,
to the crowd every time. Good.
You'd see psilocybin behind Grognog, kind of rubbing his shoulders and be like, yeah, you get him, my muscly man.
Nice.
As the fights are going through, the Executioner hasn't been using any weapons. He's just been using his necromantic cantrips and things to his free spells to just hurt them from a distance, saving for the big stuff later on.
Nice. And as you are coming towards the gate for the semifinals, you actually see Cicero in front of you before you get there, and he says, "Well, you've almost made it, boys. You've done me well so far. It looks like those hot-headed centaurs actually kind of live up to their brag. They're pretty dang good. They're who you face next. But I know how I've trained you. You can do a lot better than them."
No, I didn't say. Dominus, your faith in us is strong, and we will back it up. And I'll look at the rest of your representatives. We will make your house strong and be recognized beyond what was known before.
As I trained you. Very good. So, to give you a little heads up on how they fight, the centaurs, as they're very well known for, rode in hordes in the east. These guys are pretty well dang organized, horseback-wise. So, you can expect formations your way. If you can break up those formations, I'm pretty sure that you can easily take them down. Watch out for their flying Vs, as they typically like to call them. They're going to try to charge into you first, more than likely, deal a little extra damage, and try to knock you down and take you while you're on the ground. Don't fall for this, and as I've trained you, you can do it. You said something, Grognog?
Yeah, Grognog just says, "Let them come."
Well, I'm not afraid. Grognog's here to protect me. Yeah, you get him, Grognog.
Getting a little feisty there, Silas. Let's turn that energy towards the enemy, okay? Alrighty, off you go now. I'll be watching. See here. So, you head towards the gate. It's pitch dark where you are right now, and as you hear this little muffle from outside. We have reached the semifinals. It is now time to present your semifinalists. In this round, we have from here, from Eros, your hometown heroes, the House of Centauri's representative gladiators. The gate slowly goes.
As it's
Okay.
rising slowly, and that each gear just hits. Chee, 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 chee. You hear me, those around me hear me say my normal prayer. My heart is in the people's roar. Through they, my heart is through the people's roar. They feed me my strength. Through them, I shall thrive. And as that basically hits the roof, basically come out. Hands held high, was slapping my swords together to hear that clang, and just hearing the roar just feed me and give me that strength that I've had from time after time after time. I mean, just you could just see scenes of each time the gate opened, and I just came out that way, and just knowing that this is going to be a final strength for my house, where I grew up at.
Yeah, the same thing with well, not the same, but similar Grognog. As the gate is rising, it's clicking. Every time it clicks, he seems to get lost in memories. And he brings the vial up to his nose to smell it. Every breath summons a piece of armor. His flesh begins to grow black again. He's smelling it. Click, click, click. The roar of the crowd is nothing. It's inaudible to Grognog at this point. All he hears is click, 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 as every rung of the chain is being pulled to raise this gate. Still taking deep, deep breaths in from what this vial seems to be empty. You see ever so small a tear fall from one of Grognog's eyes. And as the final click happens, click, he goes from recalling old memories, his brows furrow, his teeth clench, that tear begins to fizzle and burn and become nothing but smoke across Grognog's cheek. He puts the vial away, reaches forward with his hand in a motion to create a fist, and then around it, just darkness forms. And then when the darkness fades, he's wearing a gauntlet with what would seem to be a pre-mounted Qatar on the gauntlet. He's like, and starts running out.
As you run out and as you pump your chest, you could just hear as the crowd stands up and roars out in all of your glory, knowing how well you guys are and how great this. They know something good is going to happen. What are the rest of you guys like doing as the gate opens?
As the executioner enters, he has drawn a net in one of his hands, for the coming combat, and he looks at the crowd with their screaming and hollering at Grognog and Cygnus's entrances, and he will use his that word I can never pronounce correctly.
Thaumaturgy? Yeah.
Thaumaturgy. There. To make his voice be 3 times as loud as it normally would. And he'll only say a very short phrase that tonight or today you will see death as you've never seen death before.
The crowd, as they're cheering, like kind of hushes just a slightly bit, and a little bit looks like serious at you, and go, they kind of look at each other, like, and kind of like whisper to each other and say, basically, kind of like, shit's gonna go down. And what about you, Silas, as the rest of your companions are doing this?
I would just look at everybody and it's like, let's start this bloodbath.
As the oh gosh, the crowd keeps roaring on for you guys, and then the announcer comes up to announce again, and the crowd slightly hushes a little bit, and then he says, "And on your right corner, you have the mountain men of the far east, the men of the horsemen that have come far from their hordes from conquering to face us Vespians. The Senators!" And the gate opens for them, and then right when there's enough just for them, they all kind of charge out going, and then they Lork in the center of them, tattooed and all, looking very dominant, brings out his arms extended forth, and the crowd kind of goes cheering for them as well. And he brings down and points his spear towards you guys, and he kind of, if you could hear him, he says, "You will die today, for my clan knows how to kill efficient." And he brings up, and they all get into position, getting ready to fight. And the announcer says, "Take your positions. This one is going to be a bloodbath."
And a rare moment for the executioner. Upon hearing that this guy claimed that he'll be the victor, we'll say very quickly, "You say you will be the victor, then I say nay."
Nice. So how do you guys want to position yourselves as these guys take this kind of military formation of a V?
Grognog, Grognog ran straight out of the gate, and while the crowd was roaring, he was staying around the gate, running around in wide, oblong, circles, and just cheering out the crowd, never slowing down. And as they charged out of the gate, and they're like, "Oh, you'll die," and all that good stuff, right? Grognog will actually run straight forward towards them, right? And he'll you know he'll be raising the hand with the guitar in it. Well, effectively, it's going to be a short sword for now, but the gauntleted hand with the fused guitar, and he's just raising it in the air as he's running, and just yelling out, "Roar!" And then he'll run 30 feet forward, right, and he'll dip down, putting his left hand on the floor, like like a footballer would in American football, right?
Yeah.
He'll take up that position, he'll kneel over, and then with his right hand, he'll cut a line in the sand, then look up at whoever is at the front of their little flying V formation, right? Meet their gaze straight into their eye and just give them a big toothy grin. And and effectively, I'm manifesting Blade Ward.
Awesome. What about the rest of you?
And myself, what I'll be doing is I'll be timing my steps with him, like we've practiced before, and I'm actually going to be 5 feet behind him, and I'm going to keep running, and just run with him, 5 feet right behind him, as he stops. basically I'm still in full motion run, but he's doing this whole thing, and I'm just waiting to actually happen, waiting for the next commotion to happen. But you can tell I'm just basically I'm gonna leap right onto his back, and I'm just gonna go flying forward. But that's gonna take motion. So
All right. Very cool. So are you on the front of him or where are you again?
I'm like 5 feet right behind him. Yeah, because it's gonna be like motion happens. I go, I take off on his back, and I continue forward with my momentum.
Alrighty. So what about the rest of you guys? Well, right before we start.
I will run up about 10 feet behind Grognog and then look at my competitors. Like, I dare you to get behind Grognog's line.
And I could work forward.
Josh, are centaurs fey?
Let me look at that. Actually, um, I am not completely sure about that. Looking at things, I don't think so.
Ah,
Yeah. But wait. If they can speak, well, roll me a what would I have to make you roll for intelligence? Maybe just a fly intelligence since I can't. I don't know which skill that would go under for knowledge.
ready? What's that? Oh, wonderful. Bam. That would be in total 11.
11? Oh, okay, yeah. Your guy generally knows that most centaurs are just creatures from the east of the steppes. You know, general knowledge that if they go in packs or hordes. In the past, they have tried to fight the Thespian Empire occasionally, being a nuisance to them. Currently, they're being kind of in Cold War conflict with the Thespian Empire, but aside from that, you don't know very in depth about them.
Alrighty. In that case, I will move till I'm about 60 feet away from them, and then I'll stop with my one hand outstretched as if I was going to stop them, and the other hand all the way back with the net, prepared to throw it if I have to.
All right, cool. So you take a good distance away, probably near towards where the gate is, and as you take that, the announcer starts backing up and says, "Ready, fight!" And roll initiative.
This is CeeLo. If you can roll my initiative for me, I'd appreciate it.
All right, cool. I'll count that as yours since I went to set the dice. What's your plus your initiative, by the way?
I believe it's just a +1.
+1? All right, so
Yeah.
I will roll this one. Okay, so I'm going to say you have, from what that one was, you have a 6, and I know what the. Very quickly, I'm going to write these down. I'm going to take forever. Hey there, kitty. Who's your kitty cat? See here. All right. So, we're going to have Executioner go first. Okay. Then we have Cygnus going second. Then we have Nelson going third. which is the Grognog, and then Silas going last with a 6. And then I'll tell when they come and charge into you guys. So I'm gonna write your guys' name down real fast. And then Cygnus, Silas is over here at last. And then, all right, cool. So at the first of the order, we have the Executioner. So what is the Executioner going to do? These scimitars are in V formation, getting ready to charge at whoever comes first.
To the R's.
And there's about, I'll say there's about probably around 5 of them, making a perfect V with Orc in the middle.
I will. See what I'm gonna do. So there's 5 of them in their V formation.
Yeah.
So the first one I'm gonna target with if he's within 60 feet. I'll do Ray of Sickness on him.
All right. What's the DC on that?
The DC to save for it?
Yeah.
I have to actually make a ranged spell attack first.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead then.
So if I hit, though, so all right, wait. So that was that plus his bonus, which is 16.
16. Let me. That will, if you're aiming for, if you're aiming for what's his face, Lork, then yes, that will be enough to hit him.
Alrighty.
It doesn't very much, so.
For Ray of Sickness, he takes damage first, and then he has to make a saving throw.
Okay, so what's the damage on him?
2d8.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Nice. So that is 11 damage. 11 poison damage.
11 poison damage. That brings me down to this number.
And he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god, yeah. Not 1. Okay, so whatever turn, how much damage does he take? Or what's the effect?
On a failed save, he's poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, and what damage is that?
It doesn't actually say. It just says that on a failed save, he's also poisoned until the end of my next turn. So
okay,
I guess he's.
Yeah, I think there's a thing at the book. I'll look real fast. Totally poisoned.
Yeah. Poison actually imposes disadvantage on your attack
Okay.
rolls.
Okay. Cool. Alright, cool.
But I don't know if Ray of Sickness, if that's all it does. Is that like a level 1?
Yeah, that's what it said. I looked on the rules, and that's basically what it said. Roll at disadvantage. Yeah. It says a poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Okay, so that's that. Then we're going to go along onto Cygnus.
Okay, so they haven't even gone yet.
They haven't gone yet.
Crap.
So
All right.
here.
How far are they from me?
I would say since they went out of the gate and went about midway between halfway, they're around 30 feet.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do my athletics check to actually go ahead and finish the the fly off of Grognog here, and well, either way, both of them match. Is a 21 for the athletics. So I'm actually going to clear 20 feet basically in the air. And then with that momentum coming in, I'm actually going to stop at the 1, and I'm going to attack him a couple times. So let's see here. For the first, I'm going to do 1, and I have the advantage, so that's going to be 11 plus 6. That's 17. I want to trust that 17 will hit, so also I'm going to let it be. 17 to hit.
Yeah, 17 will hit. They're not wearing much.
Okay, and then I'm going to do the second one. Okay, and that's going to be 19 to hit on that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with that leap coming in, I'm going to swing once, swing twice, and that is going to be first hit will be 9 points of damage. The second, yes, and the second hit will be, let's see here, 6. You know what? No, I'm gonna go a little higher. There we go, 13. So that's gonna be 13 points of damage on the second hit.
Right.
And this is what I guess their point. Correct? They're probably coming in as this. And
so you're hitting on. Are you hitting on Lork? Or are you hitting on the one of the centaurs?
Didn't catch that. What was that?
Are you attacking Lork or one of the other scimitars?
The one who was at the point, because that would have been whoever was closer. So whoever he was the one that I was actually going to do. And since I did that, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my action surge like I did last time, and then we'll do it again. Okay, so 17, and then that's going to be 16. I'm not sure if 16 hits, and I don't want to do anything, so I'm going to actually add that. Okay, so the first hit's going to be 23 to hit. The second is going to be 16 plus the 6 is 22 to hit. And I take it those will hit. And then we got 1, 2.
Yes.
Okay. And then it's 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to clear all that up. So the first damage is going to be 3 of 7. Okay, I'll let that one slide. The second one is going to be 8, but I'm actually going to add damage to that, so 8. So 7 points of damage, 8, 9, 10 points of damage on the second hit for that. And that's my full turn with the I can't even think of the name of it. Action surge. Sorry.
So tell me how you're just wailing on him. How does it look like?
Okay. When I'm coming in, I'm basically running and jumping. With the momentum of the air, basically coming in, I'm actually going to slice at the chest of the centaur, across the ear. I'm going to stick them regularly into the shoulder of them, and with the back, stick them on the other side, and then the final one will be across the neck underneath. So basically making 2 X's and 2 impalements on the side of the shoulders.
He goes, and then like at the last one, just trying to shove your sword off as he keeps slicing him. And he goes, "Men, charge!" And he points, like looking straight at you, but he's pointing at Grognog to go past you. And they all start going, and a big, massive plume. And I want you to make an athletic save to avoid being trampled on.
Okay, and I have advantage on this. And that's going to be 8 plus, let's see, it's going to be 14.
Ah, perfect. I was just like, which one should I set it at? 14. Oh, look at that. All right, so you barely nick out of the way as these centaurs have their pikes pointed out and are starting to charge past you with the dust coming into your face and into your lungs and whatnot. And they have their pikes perfectly pointed towards this orc, and they're all going to try to hit this orc. who is in front. All right, see where I left my dice here. There they are. All right, so the 5. So we got. Oh, so you're
16 is my AC.
okay. 16. So I'm gonna look on what the plus to their pikes are. It's a plus. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's 1 hit. That's another hit.
Oh, look at that.
That's actually a miss. That's another hit. That's 4 already. That's 3 hits. And then, so you got four pikes coming into you, buddy. And sadly,
Who was the first to hit me? Was it the one that was
Lork,
popping shit
yeah.
last night?
yeah, Lord.
Yeah, Lork is getting hellishly rebuked.
Oh shit. What's
Oh,
DC
boy.
on that again?
DC 12.
And that's a Constitution save.
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay. He barely does not make it.
All right, so he takes 9, 12 points of fire damage.
Cool. So as he's coming towards you, and all these pikes start sticking into you at like hell, like in a very fast rate, his skin starts burning his beard is aflame a little bit with black flame, and he's going as he's sticking into you hard. And let me roll the damage. Oh, it's not gonna be pretty.
So he survives the hellish rebuke, right?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's up there. This guy is bigger than the rest of them, so quite bigger. So
Not a
he
problem.
might take a lot more damage. Where did I put that D20? There's that D20. I don't need your D20. I need my E10s. And since
Oh, look at that! He hit.
well, like,
look at that.
since
He
they're
hit.
charging, make it.
Oh, look at that! He hit too.
All right, you're gonna have to be adding as we're doing this. So that's the first one that sticks you. That's Lork's.
Remember, I
Oh,
had
God.
Blade Ward, so I'm still good.
Oh yeah, it's all halved, right?
Yeah.
See.
Just
Big
give me the
dog.
number, and then I'll do all the adjustments because I have some temporary hit points as well.
Okay, so the first one is a 14. They can have. I'm glad because I don't want to kill you right off the bat.
So I took 7. That leaves me 1 temporary hit point. That was Lork. Lork's damage does nothing to me. There's no blood. The black shatters. It flies up into the air, ignites, and all starts peppering him with burning fire, and that's all that happened. There's no blood drawn from Lork's attack.
All right, another one that was on his right does a damage of 16 damage with halved. That's
Half is 8, so I take 7, and I'm out of temporary hit points.
okay. Next one is a lot more.
A lot more. Oh God.
21.
We only have like 30 hit points max. What are you talking about? How much? 21?
That's 21. So half that is about. Let's see. That's
10, right?
10 or yeah, 10. 10 since you take the lower.
All right.
And then 9 plus 4, that equals 13, and 13 plus 3 is 16. So that's 8.
So 8 more, yeah.
Yep.
Math is bad. So 17 plus 8. I got to calculate for that. 25. I've taken 25 damage in total so far.
Yes. After all of them stick you.
That's fine. That's fine. He's a little, he's racked by getting the last Lork's attack did absolutely nothing to him, but the second, and third pierced into him. He's like,
And we do that as we go onto your turn, Grognog.
okay, so Grognon is like, Grog, and he fully stands up, fully extends. He doesn't swing. However, all the wounds, the 2 wounds in his body, the blood comes out and fires off, and becomes just dozens of spears firing out, and then the spears start whipping around like tendrils before just solidifying and shattering into powder and falling against the ground. Mechanically, what he's doing is casting Arms of Hadar at a 2nd level spell slot, and they have to make Strength saving throw, DC 12. Yeah, DC 12.
DC 12, I'm going to look up what their strength added is, so I can just add it in my head. Okay, yeah, their biggest thing is strength, so DC 12. Okay, and you said their weapon dissipated?
What happened?
No,
no,
did you say that? No.
The blood strikes out as it flies out like spikes, and then the spikes become lithe tendrils slapping around. And then before the spell ends, they solidify and shatter into powder and dissipate.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said it was a 16 or for the DC?
12.
12? Okay, Lork makes it. The next guy makes it. Next guy makes it. One guy doesn't make it, that's towards the back. And the other guy makes it. So one of them does not make the saving throw.
Alright, let me just reroll that one because I fell off the thing. Alright, 16 points of total damage. So whoever made their saving throw only takes 8. And it's necrotic damage as their flesh rots away.
Alright. So 16 for this guy. That's... calculator time. Stand by as we calculate how much damage these guys got fucked up. 16. So minus 8, that would be. And it should be just this. There's 8. 7. 7. And then minus 8 on him. I hate math. Oh, I just wish I could automatically do it. Minus 12. Minus. That's 8. As their skin starts burning and their hair is a light with black flame. Wait, so they're looking black flame. Their hair is like basically black flame as they're kind of like, and their tail is a little bit on fire too.
No, it's necrotic. They're rotting. Their flesh
rotting.
is rotting. Any metal they have is tarnishing. Any leather they have is also rotting away. The cure in the leather just failing as it grows brittle and cracks.
Yeah, I keep hearing burning. Black flame. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's see here. So then we're gonna go on to blah 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 blah. Silas's turn.
Hi. Seeing Grognog damage, I was like, oh no, not my Grognog! And I would lay on hands him then.
All right, go ahead and heals. Do the healing. How much do I have to heal for?
I believe lay on hands is 5 plus the player level. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm new to a paladin.
Someone who's experienced. See, 5. So
I'd look at my book, but I'm in my car.
All right. So like when you say 5, do you mean like 5 points or 5 something of dice or?
It should be 5 points of health, and then their character level also of health.
It's 5 with a multiplier, which is I think any class level in Paladin. So it's 5 multiplied by the levels of paladin. I'm still looking for a paladin just to verify it, but
5 times. So, well, if he has 3 levels in Paladin, then that should be 15.
should be 15. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Here you go, Grognog, hold my glowing hand.
Yeah, paladin level times 5. So I'll heal for 15.
Nice. All right. So that brings us to the top of the order. Okay. So the Executioner, you're back there, seeing all these centaurs coming in, charging and sticking into your orc companion there. What do you do? Apple companion.
Are they any close to me?
You said you were a distance away, right?
Yeah, 60 feet originally.
They're about 30 feet away from you now, but you're not close. You're not in melee range at all.
Alright. I'm gonna cast command on, what's his name? The guy who was in the very lead.
Yeah, Lork.
Alright. I'm gonna cast command on him. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so let me find what I did with my D20 here. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. What happened to my D20? Oh, no. Okay, let me just see if I can... I might just do dice stream here, guys. I might have to do it. That or when I'm trying to find it. Okay. Oh, no, I found it. Aha! Oh, gosh. Whenever you do something like that, they always get natural ones. So, what do you want them to do?
On his next turn, he has to move towards me. Approach is what it is, and move towards me the shortest and most direct route, ending its turn if it's at least 5 feet away from me.
So he's coming. So when it's his turn, he comes towards you and then goes 5 feet away from you, or
He ends his turn as soon as he reaches me. If he's
okay, I gotcha. So he so when it's not his turn yet, so we'll give it to Cygnus. As you see, before you start, you see what you see is all those guys that went onto the Grognog stick in, and now you see Orc kind of hover, like put his spear to the side and have a gaze over his eyes as he starts clomping over towards the Executioner. So what do you do?
Okay. Well, I don't see the gaze because I'm behind him. I will actually beeline it to the nearest one. If that is, since it hasn't really technically moved yet, it would be their leader, right? I don't remember his name. Gosh.
Lord.
And I would be able to, because he'd be able to basically move the 30 feet to get to Grognog, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to move up my 30 feet, get behind him, and let's see. So we're going to do, okay, the first hit's going to be a 22. Second hit's going to be a 17. And
Yeah,
then, let's see, so that's 3. I can do one of them. Okay, so then we're going to have, okay, that's 6 plus 4 is going to be 10. And the second one is going to be 7. So that's 17 points of damage that he's going to take from my 2 strikes.
Say the damage one more time.
17.
17. All right. Going to add that. He's hurting right now, guys. He's not looking way too good.
Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
Let's see. I'm gonna math. It is this. Okay. So that's you. That brings us to our centaurs. Lork still. So like, if he's still being attacked, he still goes to you, right? Yeah. You're muted there. Okay. Yeah, he starts going over to at the executioner, and goes to him,
Yay!
and
Attacks
then
opportunity.
yeah, you can attack him if you want to right now. Anyone that's nearby.
Yep, I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah, I got a 17 on the die.
Go ahead and hit him.
So yeah, so he takes 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh,
What did you roll?
6. You know what? I'm actually going to add that. So that's 11. Okay, so 11 plus 6 is going to be 17. I forgot I had that. Thank you. And then it's only going to be 6 points of damage.
Lork looks really bloodied, like, but with his skin is rotting, his flesh is rotting, and he's going over to the executioner now, just kind of looking as he gets from his daze, and he goes, and is he able to attack you at all or no, executioner?
Nope. As soon as he reaches within 5 feet of me, he has to end his turn.
Okay, his turn is ended, but the other guys drop their pikes and in military fashion and start to go out and circle around you guys, and they pull out from their back a bow each, and each one of them are going to try to get the guys in the middle. So you have one comes and flings at Cygnus, and Cygnus, you feel an arrow fly into your shoulder, taking, and that's going to be okay, so that's going to be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
One's coming at you, Grognog. Another one flings, and so let's see here. You feel one go into your side for about 7 points of damage. That's half to 3. And then another one's going to try to hit Silas.
I take the 7 because I didn't keep maintaining the Blade Ward. Last round I did the Arms of Hadar instead.
Okay.
The Blade Ward only lasts a round. I have to constantly keep it up.
Okay, cool. I understand now. So then you take that full 7. Silas, you feel Silas, how many do you feel? Let me look at here. Oh, actually, you only feel one arrow come seep into your shoulder on your side, and as you're for 7 points of damage. As these guys are clumping all around you in a circle as their leader is off.
I'm gonna break character real quick just to let you guys know I've been driving and I finally got to the place where I was driving to, so I'm gonna not be able to talk for about 20 minutes. But with that, he will look around at everybody and be like, "Oh, I guess it's time for a nap," and just kind of lay down and nap right in the middle of the Coliseum.
So you sit down and take a nap and go AFK.
Yep.
Right.
I'll be able to hear you guys. I just won't be able to talk for 20 minutes.
And so then that goes to the executioner. You have Lork right in front of you. He is looking bad. And then you have the other centaurs galloping around the other 3 in a circle.
The executioner looks up at Lork, and he says, "Remember when I said you would not win today? Well, today you will meet your gods. I promise you that." I'd like to use my inspiration,
All right.
and I'm going to attack Warwick with inflict wounds, which is a melee spell attack.
Okay. So, what? So you have to do what? You roll dice stream.
Yeah, one sec, rolling, and so I get. I'll use the 15. So it's in total it's 20 to his AC.
42, 50. Okay.
And
I'll go ahead.
is it a hit or?
Oh yeah, that is a hit. That's a total hit.
Okay, so in total it does 3d10 necrotic damage.
Go ahead and roll it.
And that is 12.
Actually, so describe. Tell me how inflicted wound works. Inflicted wounds is just a
It's just a melee.
slash.
It's just a melee spell attack. It doesn't give much of a descriptor, but what I'd like it to be is that he lifts his palm up to Lorik's face, and if Lorik looks into his palm, he sees brief flashes of his life from this moment, from his childhood until now, and then just sees blackness as it approaches him.
And as you put your hand onto his chest, he starts going, and he slouches over. And as you have your hand on his chest, people have their thumbs and go down. And this guy, as you hold him up a little bit, he's slouched, dead. What do you want to do with his body before I go to the next turn?
Hmm?
So you have his palm of his head, and he's a dead guy right there, slouching. As you have his head in.
I do the nice thing, and I slowly ease it down his body to the ground, and make sure his eyes are closed.
Very cleric-like. So as you bring him to the ground, Lork is down, and the other scimitars look upon it with a little bit of shock, but they know they have to keep fighting, so they keep on, and it goes on to Cygnus's turn.
All right, so we still have, let's see, so it was a formation of, you said 5?
5. It was 5. Now it is 4.
Well, yeah. I mean, so there's 2 mounts. Well, whatever. 2 centaurs on each side of me.
Yeah.
And looking in the direction that I'm gonna hope I'm gonna read. I'm gonna try to do an insight of which one Grognog is actually going to hit. So give me a second. I'm just gonna tell. Can't tell, so I'm gonna choose left. And I'm going to go ahead and attack on the left one. And that's going to be for 17 for the first attack. And then that's going to be 8 plus 6. That's 14 for the second hit. So I know I hit once, so that's going to be 10 points of damage. Does 14 hit for a second hit?
It barely does. Yes, it does.
Wow, okay. And there's 10 more points of damage from that one, on the one on the left of me, or on the right of Grognog.
So you said, in total it's
20 points of damage with 2 hits.
Tell me how you kill him.
Okay, since I'm at his right corner, I'm actually going to slice down, because my right hand for him is more dominant. And wow. I didn't realize where I was at. I'm going to slice right down on his quarter half, and then I'm going to stick into the quarter half into his body as my cutlass is basically coming through the force of the back of the hind quarter, if you could say. And it basically just ripping his muscles, and just enough to hit a nerve, and basically it's coming out, and it's just coming So it hit a major nerve back there.
Nice. His blood squirts all over your arm as you do this, and he is down. And that will give us to the rest of the alive centaurs. That one next to you, seeing this, is going to switch out for his. Let me looky here. If they switch a weapon, is that a what you call it? A full action? Or so I'm not right.
It's this is how it works. You can draw or store a weapon once per round as part of your movement. Now,
Yeah.
the round that they shot, they used an action to shoot, so they couldn't have stowed away their swords. They would have had to drop them where they lied, and then draw the bows. Now, if you're picking a weapon from the floor, that's going to take an action.
Okay.
But that means you have to drop your bow on the floor, and pick up a weapon for the action.
All right. So for that guy, he sees this angrily, gets his bow, and points at you and flings it, trying to aim for your head. And he will actually hit, but almost as it kind of connects, kind of round this area with your shoulder.
If he's firing while in melee, he's attacking with disadvantage.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, ranged attacks at an engaged range are made with disadvantage.
Well, the guy's dead now. I mean, so. I'm just gonna take that and say it hit him. I'm kidding. And you take 6 points of damage as its arrow slings into your shoulder. And then for the other guys, the other two, they're going to quickly, as they see you guys falling down, drop their bows and come with. Oh, actually, they're not going to drop their bows. They're going to start charging towards their allies to aid them, and they're going to keep their bows in their hands, but they're going to try to trample you, Grognog, in the process. So give me a, as these two come at you, give me a athletics check. And how I'm going to do it now is, since hooves actually are, actually do damage, if you make an action, I'm going to say if you make the athletics check above what they make right now with their attack, then you're good.
Are they moving for that trample, or is it just trample in place?
Oh, they're moving. So I'm guessing that's like just a charge.
All right, so attack of opportunity from me as well.
Yeah, as they're to come towards you, so you get an attack of opportunity.
All right, so it's 17.
All right, so go ahead. And, before you go, Grognog, go ahead and I'm gonna say you can either take your thing to try to dodge the hooves, or you can try to do attack of opportunities that come by.
Well, I don't know if you saw it in the chat. I got a 20 total on the athletics check.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
So you completely dodge.
Is it a dodge, an athletics check?
Oh wait, that would work back. Well, you move out of you scuffle out of the way, in a very much like a roll fashion or whatnot, and you can. I'm going against myself. Since you got out of the way, I just wait. Hold on. Let the DM think. Since I didn't let the other guy do a attack of opportunity, you will just move out of the way, and our friend over here who's being charged at is going to get a attack of opportunity. So go ahead and, Cygnus, what was your first roll, Cygnus?
The actual attack was a 23, and it is for 6 points of damage.
Alright. 6. Gotcha. Okay, so can you only do it against one, or can you do it against two?
It's a reaction. I can only do one reaction.
Alright, cool. So these guys are on you, and they're going to. These two are going to try to trample you with their feet as they get on.
So I'm engaged with two of them right now, right?
Oh well, like they went past you, but you can but they went past you and they went to the other guy to get help their other support.
All right, so I get to smack them in the face too, right?
Um,
They're leaving
I'm
my threat range, so.
true. Like, well, the one thing is I did for Cygnus is that when he was about to get trampled on, he couldn't make an attack of opportunity because all the other guys went past him to try to trample him. So I just to be in the fair game there. They're not gonna do that much anyway. So, but you
So
can
wait,
whack them when.
you're telling me
Huh?
I have to choose between dodging or killing?
I made that choice because it's like because I did that with Cygnus.
Oh, wait, you made that choice for me?
Okay, so like okay, getting into technical difficulties here. Uh, I said basically since you said you rolled for athletic, I said like roll for athletics first,
Yeah, and
and
I
yeah,
did. I got a 20 total.
uh, and so you move out of the way. And to be fair with Cygnus, who I didn't let do an attack of opportunity, which I kind of wish I kind of did now. But to be fair, I won't let you do that just because you were trying to move out of the way. You're more focused on that.
I'll take the hit and I'll use the 20 to hit.
Oh, okay. Cool. So
As,
I
as
think
a matter of fact, it'll be higher than a 20 because I get to add my proficiency with my melee attack. So it'll be a
okay.
22 to hit, and
All right.
bring the trample on.
To be
Okay.
honest, I kind of forgot about the attack of opportunity. To be
Yeah.
honest.
True. So I'll just let him take the hit there because you're. Like, but it makes sense to be like you're going to be either trying to move out, focus more focus and getting out of the way, or
If they
smack.
try to trample me, I'm gonna jump towards them and stab them in the throat.
Oh. Let's see. So with their hooves, they're going to. One is a 13. The other one is a 16.
And this is the hit?
That is. Oh well, if they hit, hold on.
Yeah, because my AC is 16, so only one of them hit.
Yeah, only one of them hits. So I'm gonna give the lower one to you. The what I say, 13, 14, 13. I think was yeah.
And I do 9 points of damage to him, piercing.
All right, 9 points of
Punch
damage.
him in the throat.
Okay. So to one of them, you let's see here, punch in the throat. So what was the damage one more time?
9.
9. All right, cool. All right. And they, since they've already attacked you, they're going to be at where Cygnus was, and Cygnus got his attack of opportunity, and then they will try to trample him next round. So that gives us to Grognog. You turd. Oh,
How
wait, did we?
after stabbing this thing in the throat, where'd they go? How far away from me are they?
They're in range of you. Like if you were trying to go walking, they're about 15 feet away from you.
They're about 15. They're both of them. And
Oh,
how messed up do they look?
give me an insight check.
16 flat.
All right, so you know that from the guys that were charging, after you hit one of them, the one that you hit looks the worst, looks the most bloodied. The one next to him that came charging looks the best, and the one that is currently engaged with Cygnus is kind of in between them.
In between them. I don't know. You said there's one good, one bad, and one in between, right? The one good, one bad are together. Wondering what should I do?
Formulate.
You know what? I'm gonna just run up behind them because there's no allies like real behind them, right? They're in front of them.
Yeah, there's no allies
So
behind
I'm
them.
I'm 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 taking a few steps, stumbling because I'm obviously quite hurt. I'm holding my side where I got pierced so badly by all these pikes. You said they were pikes, right? All right.
Yeah, they're
Um,
pikes.
all these pikes. He's bleeding out, Grognog, and he's like, and as he closes right behind them, getting within 5 feet of both of them, he just says, "I am Grog Nog," and that's him actually manifesting his thunderclap. The two of them have to make Constitution saves, and the whole entire audience within 300 feet hears my voice crying out like a clap of thunder.
And they cheer. Grognog! Grognog! I see here. So the first one rolled that Constitution save. So what's the DC on that?
12.
Well, one of them makes it. The other one does not.
All right. So unfortunately, only one of them takes 5 points of thunder damage. How the hell did my dice get right in there?
Okay. So I'm gonna roll that 2 there. Okay, cool.
Right? It's not safe for half. It's safe for none, right? Yeah. So only takes what I said it was 4? I forget.
You said 5. You said
Oh,
5.
5. All right.
So one of them takes half, right? You said,
No. The one that saved takes none.
Okay, and the one that didn't takes 5. All right.
I was hoping. I was double checking because it's a spell from the new elemental evil book. So I just wanted to. I was hoping and praying.
Oh, so that's not the normal thunder wave?
It's not a thunder wave. It's a thunder clap.
Oh, thunderclap. Okay, never mind.
It's a cantrip.
Gotcha.
So as a thunder sound just rings in between them, one of them kind of goes, and still up. The other one kind of starts with the bow in his hand, goes, trying to shake off what that noise, and then hears the tinnitus ring in his ear, and that then gets us to.
He doesn't hear the deadnitis?
No, he hears the he hears the deadnitis. That brings us to Silas, who is not here and is sleeping. So that brings us to the executioner. Is he there? Executioner, it is your turn.
Oh, sorry. I got a little distracted.
All right, so you have almost all of the centaurs that are alive, which are 3, on top of Cygnus. 2 of them are together paired. One of them looks pretty bloodied and is covering his ears from tinnitus ring that he's hearing from a thunderclap. So what do you?
We only have 3 left?
There's 3 left.
Alright, are they within 60 feet?
They are within 60 feet. Yeah, I would say because you're behind the lines. You can move if you need to.
In that case, I will... Can I move and cast a spell?
You can move and then stop and then cast a spell. Unless you want to roleplay that out, be like, I don't mind.
All I know is I want to move my 30 feet and then cast my spell.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet. First, I'm gonna look away from Lork's body, and I'm gonna look towards the 3 of them, 3 centaurs. I'm going to not run forward. Move 30 feet towards them, and then I'm going to cast Bane on all 3 of them. Bane is up to 3 creatures of my choice that I can see within range. They have to make Charisma saving throws.
Okay. So what's the DC on it?
13.
Two of them do not make it.
Two of them do not make it.
Yeah.
So whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw before the end of the spell, which is a minute, um, they have to roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or the saving throw.
So they have to roll a d4 and subtract the. Say it one more time.
From their attack roll. So
Okay.
if they roll a d20, they have to
Well,
subtract the d4 from it.
Okay, makes sense. That's cool. Alright, so then that from the executioner goes to Cygnus. You have 3 centaurs around you. What do you do?
All right, I step up to a more better positioning, so that way I can at least have 2 in the area for me. And since I attacked the one that was on my left, it dropped. So the one on the right would actually be a much better target at the moment. So I'm going to attack it once to see how we do there. And then, no, that's not a right click. And that's going to be a 23 to hit.
All right, hits.
And that's going to be 6 points of damage done to the first hit. And it's still standing, okay. So then we're going to do the next. And that's going to be a 13 to hit, so that's a miss.
Yeah.
All right, so I hit it the one time. And by doing that, just basically I hit it and was expecting it to like kind of rear up or die, and then I basically was over expecting it, and it didn't move, and that's how I missed.
All right, that guy is not looking good whatsoever, at all. So then that will move on to the centaur's turn, and they're all going to come up and try to clobber on you. So let's see here. Let me roll up what I have to do to clobber on you. This one does not hit. Oh, God. Okay, so 2 of them hit, but 1 of them critted. So let me do what I usually do. Is I max out 1 die.
And the other one that did hit, you took away the D4, correct?
Oh, I need to take
The 20 is a
Thank you for
hit.
reminding me about that.
Yeah, the 20 is a hit, so it doesn't matter.
Thank you for reminding me about that. -4. So wait, does that take away a critical, or does that just take away?
The critical still hits. It's a critical.
So, what sucks is that they have a bonus to their attack there, and so that bonus was enough to still hit you. So I will roll the damage. I will do the criticals. Whoop. Okay, so the one that didn't get the critical got a 11 on you, and the one that did get a critical. Wait, I'm gonna max out to 6, 9, 9. That is that's a 19.
19? Okay.
Yeah.
So as it hits me, you see me swagger for a minute, and I'm about to go down, but my left foot goes right in front, and I'm standing there still, and I'm catching my breath, and I'm just like breathing. I'm kind of like almost like I'm staggered. Then I catch my breath, but I'm not, and then I just keep standing. Basically, that's the half orc going to 0 but not dying. I forgot what that's called.
Wait, is he at 0?
I'm at 1 now. I was about to be. I was about to hit into zero, but I step forward to actually catch my footing, and with the relentless endurance, that basically keeps me at 1.
All right, cool. So you're still alive after these guys have clobbered on you. It is now Grognard's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna slice into that one that looks like he's almost he should have been dead already. But
I like how he looks at me.
so yeah. That sucks. That's a little bit better. Plus 7, 18 total.
18. That hits.
D6 because I was a smart ass and did a short sword instead of a great sword. 8 points of piercing damage.
So who's at fault now? No.
So that guy is on a limb of his life. He's almost dead.
I don't have any bonus action spells.
Yeah.
So yeah, he survives. That son of a bitch survives.
Still living. He's going, but he's still hanging on, still clobbering a little bit lightly on the other half orc there.
So Grognog jumps at him, sinking this blade into him, and then resting his body weight on him for a moment, breathing heavily, and peeling himself away. The blade, he doesn't even pull the blade out, just the weight of Grognog's arm and hand, falling by its side, slides the blade from this centaur, and Grognog is like, spins around, looking like not like he raised his arms, but threw his hands into the air, and with the remnants of his endurance, gasping for breath, he's like, Grog, Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog, trying to rally himself with the cheering of the crowd, trying to keep the crowd behind him and his fellows as they have been battling apparently this outnumbered odds.
Pretty much. That's awesome. That was very awesome. All right, so that goes to the executioner. You have your friend being one of the half orcs being trampled on, very very just getting wailed on, looking like he's barely alive, and then you have one who was trying to regain his composure. What do you do?
Well, unfortunately, I'm the one of two clerics in the party, and I don't have any healing spells except for one, but that requires me to have someone at 0 HP, not 1 HP. What will I do?
Kill.
Don't you miss that 3rd edition spontaneous casting?
I know, right? Kill. Do what you do best. Do damage.
Well, viewers, while he decides what he wishes to do, I would like to discuss with you the very. Don't look at me and listen to me. Figure out what you're gonna do, dude.
I know what I'm gonna do. How many centaurs are left?
Go ahead, do it. Then.
How many centaurs left?
Yeah.
There's still 3, and 1 is barely alive.
I don't think I want to kill steal the one that's barely alive. I can't hear you, Gabe.
Hold on, that should work. There you go. All right, so do you know what you're gonna do now? We're still waiting.
Okay, because I have the Death Domain ability Reaper, I can target 2 creatures with my Necromancy cantrip. So I'm going to chill touch the other 2 centaurs.
Okay. So the ones that aren't that's not the one that's barely dead, or the one that's barely dead.
the ones that aren't barely dead.
Okay, go ahead.
So I gotta look up what Chilling Touch actually. Alright, Chilling Touch, Chill Touch. I make a ranged spell attack against the creature, but I target two creatures. So do I roll twice? One for each
I
one?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So, first one will target one of them, and the other one. Okay, so. Oh! Well, isn't that
Oh,
one of them?
yeah. Okay. So I forgot to tell how whatchamacallit. How I typically like to do it is you roll regularly and then add a max hit die to that.
Add a max hit die to my attack. To my crit spell, I should say.
Yeah, your crit one.
Okay. So does it do does my spell do max damage anyway?
Oh,
Or
does
or do
your
it?
spell do a specific amount of damage?
No.
Yeah. The spell
It
Chill Touch should do like a D6 or a D8.
does a
I think
D8.
it's D8. So in other words, it hits for 8, and then you roll an additional D8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I crit, I forgot to ask you how you do crits, so I rolled both, and
Yeah, likewise.
and I forgot the half orc feature
Uh,
where you do
well,
an additional die.
oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the first one takes a total of 11 necrotic damage, and wait, I'll hit the second one. See how much damage the second one does. Um, oh, the second one only takes 3 necrotic damage, but important part, they can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
All right. Cool. So they're not gonna heal. But they're going. Oh well. Good thing it's Cygnus's turn before this. So after you do these, tell me how you like these freezing touches look.
So I extend one of my hands, in this kind of my hand goes out and then kind of pretends to grasp onto their shoulder, and for each of the centaurs, a ghostly skeletal hand latches onto each of the one on his right shoulder and another one on his left shoulder, just grips it.
Nice. All right. So now it is Cygnus's turn. What do
All
you
right.
do while these guys are trampling
All
on
right, so I'm going to attack the one that looks like it's hurting because we need to bring it down. And someone looked at me and said, "Why isn't it down yet?" So I'm going to go for a hit there, and then there we go. There's a crit. And it's going to be it'll be 9, 10, and 14 points of damage to the one that's almost hurt. And by doing that, I'm actually going to take a step up and right underneath its shoulder, because I'm taking it as the anatomy of a horse. So I'm right underneath the shoulder. I'm actually going to drive it in, and right where I know the heart is, and I'm just gonna like twist and pull out. And then with that, I'm gonna push the centaur away as I take my second breath, or second wind, excuse me.
And as you were doing that, you saw people going down, and you push it off, and the horse just flings down to the ground dead.
And then I gained 12 hit points for my second win.
All right, nice. Now you're up about 13. Good. And then now we're up to the Centaur's turn, and you got two of them still up. One of them looking the other one looking if you could describe it as and they're going to try to still one of them is going to try to trample you still, the one that's behind you. But he fails terribly. And the other one seeing that he's getting closed in on, is going to try to trample away to get some range, but that provokes attack of opportunity, so whoever wants to hit who's nearby.
All right, so that's going to
Is he
be.
nearby me? Is he who's running away from me?
This is the guy that, yeah, it's nearby you for sure, because you took down the one, or were attacking the one that just fell down, and this is the guy that's right next to him.
Alright, well. I'm gonna finally wait, no, I still have that spell on, so 14.
14?
Is a 14 hit?
Yeah, 14 just hits.
Ah, alright. So he takes 8 points of piercing damage.
And 7 piercing damage from myself. So that's a total of 15 for him.
Okay, so total 15 for both of you guys, or just you?
Well, for both of us.
Yeah, in total.
Alright. So, that... Go into this. Alright, so he looks hurt, but he rides off, and he's going to try to shoot at you, Grognog.
Sure.
Does he? Is it? Okay. Since it's melee combat, does he roll disadvantage for you, or?
No, he already left melee combat, so it's only when you're engaged. When you're shooting at a target you are engaged with a ranged attack, regardless of it's a ranged weapon or a ranged spell attack. You roll with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this is what we're gonna do here. Hopefully I don't drop you right now. You said you're at 6, right?
I got 16 AC and I'm at 6 HP.
Yeah, you're down.
No. The arrow sticks to the side. Grognog goes, "Ugh!" And then with the gauntleted hand just swings at it, smashing it in half. Ah! Grog! And,
but you have the feature where you have one point, right?
Yeah, I'm a half orc as well, so
Okay, yeah.
instead of dropping
yeah,
two, I dropped 1.
Alright, so as you're going to grab the arrow, it slings and cuts your arm, but you're still up as your hands bleeding profusely, but you're still going raw.
Covered in both my own blood and the blood of my enemies.
Heck yeah. Alright, so that brings us down to, well, that would be Silas. Oh, but, no, we went Cygnus and then them, and then now we go to Grognog.
And the only one left is the one that ran away, right?
Well, no, they're both still up. The other one of them is not looking too good, as good as the other one, but they're close enough.
This thing takes a. What do I do? What do I do? You know what? I'm gonna try to intimidate him, and this is how I'm doing it. The one that's still one ran away. One is still engaged with us, or is he far away from us?
One is in the range of Cygnus, and the other one is somewhat further away since he went to shoot an arrow at you.
All right, the one that pointed to shoot an arrow at me, like I said, he shot me. It stuck into me. He smashed it with the gauntleted hand, and he's like, "Grog!" Right, and then with this ever so slightly second wind, this relentless endurance, this being driven forward to continue the fight by his orc blood. He raises both hands in the air. The gauntlet dissipates into a black mass, starts swirling and reforms into a great axe that he's holding above his head. And he's just looking at the crowd, both playing to the crowd and then dropping down, looking like he's about to charge forward and trying to intimidate the centaur that ran away from him. Now that he has a real weapon in his hands.
Nice.
So, if you want me to roll the intimidation.
Go ahead.
Damn, that shit flew forward. Hold on. I got an 18 on the die, and I'm training intimidation. Yeah, I got a +4 to a 22 total.
So that was towards the guy that
That was
shot you.
towards the one that shot me with the bow.
So he kind of, in a horse-like fashion, goes, "Meow," and his hooves go up, and he drops his bow, and he's like, gonna start to try to not be near you.
His Grogno was just like, and that's all I'm doing. It takes an action to create my weapon. So when I recreated it, that was my action.
Alrighty, so now it goes from you intimidating to the executioner. Executioner. You got one intimidated centaur there, and one that's still near sickness. What do you do?
Well, pretty much, all my spells that are left are my cantrips, but I still have my net.
Alright,
So
cool.
if I move 30 feet, do I get within net throwing distance?
Since you move 30 feet and you're doing throwing, yeah. So is this to the intimidated one, or is this to the...
Probably the intimidated one.
Yeah, you're more in range of him, I would imagine.
All right, so I have to make a I have to make a ranged attack
Go ahead.
with a dex of +0. So can only go up from here.
Oh, good.
Oh, it didn't go up from there.
Oh, no. So you fling your net and it goes wide, but the centaur is still, and he's still about to clamber away, trying to get out. And but that goes to Cygnus now. There is one guy on top of you, and the other guy that was intimidated is away.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is with my I give a nod to Grognog, and I move up basically almost like to the point where I'm at the front shoulder, and I'm gonna stab it right in the shoulder. And depending on how that goes, we're gonna see what the next action will be. And so it's going to be a miss for that one. I'm actually going to take my inspiration to roll it one more die. Is that correct? No.
Because the spell is having you roll with advantage. Spending your inspiration lets you roll with advantage. You unfortunately cannot double stack advantage.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will take my second attack, and either way will work. So never mind. And I'm going to just miss it completely. Two strikes. I try to get it, and it basically dodges me. I try to get it, but my action was something different, and I couldn't quite get onto it. So.
Alrighty. So with that, the other guy is going to the guy on top of you is going to try to trample you. And he's going to do so for...
You want me to do that dodge? Or that athletics?
You can totally do that if you want to try to dodge. Well, he's not moving. Okay, he's not charging. He's attacking you with his hooves. So doing an athletics check. You can. I guess if you want to do that, I'll go and house rule it to where you can take half.
Well, if he's hitting, I mean he's just hitting.
Yeah, true. I'll just do well.
Remember to take away that D4, or I think that's one of them.
Oh yeah. Or was that for 1 round, or was that for
1 minute?
1 minute. All right. So I still remember to do that. Okay. So that was for you and to miss you. Okay. No, that wasn't enough because it was a 16, but it has a +4 to it. No, +6. So yeah, definitely not. But he hit you for 12 points of damage. And then the other guy is just going to try to, being intimidated, he's going to run away from the whatchamacallit, the orc, but the half orc that is trying to intimidate him. But then he's going to be charging towards the executioner to get away. But executioner, you can do a attack of opportunity. I'm guessing it's unarmed because you don't have anything.
I don't have anything equipped now.
So you can try to punch him or something if you want to
I will try to punch the horse.
do.
And
Yep.
plus strength. That'll be a 17.
Yeah, you punch the horse. So knowing for is that what is a punch, guys? A D4 or what is it?
1. 1 plus
One?
strength.
One plus strength.
1 plus strength mod.
Yeah.
So that's 4 damage.
Okay, definitely 4 damage. Oh, let me see how much that got to. Okay, he's getting down there. Alright, so you have a horse running away and running away from you, Grognog, and you have another horse that's trampling on your friend that's nearly killing him. What are you going to do? It's your turn, Grognog.
Okay. I almost didn't understand you for a second. I heard Nanog.
Grognog.
All right. So one is still running away from me. That was the one that dropped its bow, and the second one ran away from the executioner.
Yeah.
Which one of them looks like they're the most? You know what? The executioner was closest to me.
Yeah. No, the Cygnus is closest to you.
All right. I'm charging the one that was running away from Cygnus, and I'm gonna try and drop it.
Alright, cool. Go ahead.
So I'm charging at it with this big great axe. All right, that's a 12 on the die, but I have that spell, so okay, that's a 5. So we're gonna go with the 12 plus the 7 is 19.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, so it's D12 plus 5. That's 8, 13.
A 13?
13 points of damage.
Alright. So, you hit this guy around towards the legs when you're swinging it, and you basically chop the leg to where he's down, nearly prone, and he's sitting down there, and people are looking with thumbs down. He's not dead yet, but
Yeah, so exactly. Grognog is charging, running. You know, he swipes, chops this thing at its leg. He collapses, but the almost failing him. You know, this new endurance that he's feeling, this drive to kill, nearly failing him. He falls down as well with the weight of the swing of this great weapon. You know, he falls forward, but he rolls, he recovers in good fashion because he is trained to please the crowd, and he recovers and raises his axe up. Just pretending as if this didn't just happen, trying to make it look like it was part of the spectacle of it all, and raises his axe up, looks to the crowd, and they point thumbs down. Grognog starts swinging the axe overhead. Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog, Grog, and severing this creature's head from its shoulders.
nice, and he goes down.
The squirting blood from its artery starts flying out, but before it even hits the floor, Grognog, extends his hands as if to tell the blood to stop, and it does. And he waits for it to come towards him, and it does. and then it writhes and crawls up his hand, up his arm, and around his body, and then covers him in red, turning to purple, turning to blue, turning to black, and he's once again a black orc covered in ebony flesh.
Nice.
As he gains 6 temporary hit points.
With that, you have one other centaur running away from you, and the closest guy is the executioner. And we go to the executioner now. What are you going to do with this one horse running away as that orc just turned black and that guy, the centaur, is running away? Muted.
I can't punch the horse to death. Send her to death. So let's see what I can do. I think what I will do is I will attempt to chill touch this horse from a distance.
Alrighty, go ahead.
Okay. Yep. So I gotta go to this one. Oh. So that would be 18 to hit.
18 to hit. Okay, that does hit. Roll for damage and see if you can bring this last guy down.
Huzzah! It is 6 necrotic damage.
6 necrotic damage? Okay, he's nearly down. To describe how he is with necrotic damage, how it's looking. He's almost down, so tell me how that looks like with necrotic damage. I know that does nasty stuff.
Yeah, so he reaches out with his hand and makes a clawing motion, and then what the centaur would feel is a cold skeletal hand wrapping around his neck, squeezing, trying to squeeze the life out of him. Other than that, it's just the necrotic damage, and that he can't heal until the beginning of the end of my next turn.
Alrighty. So that goes up the ladder to Cygnus. You have one horse, maybe towards where the executioner is, or past him a little bit, and you are able, if you ran or if you went over there, you can probably try to hit the horse just enough. And he's dead. He doesn't look good at all.
Somebody's muted the rainbow connection.
Sorry. Alright, so I've been trying to figure out this question, and I didn't ask last night, and I should have. If I'm going to do my move action, let's say it was 40, and this is probably for all our viewers as well. If we're going to do our move action, and on my action I could take a dash, and since I have an offhand, can I still take my bonus attack?
Alright, since you have an offhand. Okay, so dashing is a full round action, correct? Or is it
No,
just,
you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
Looking on page 195 of the player's handbook, says 2-weapon fighting. When you take the attack action, attack
Okay.
with a light weapon, with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in your other hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just something I had to do, but he did say that I can make on my movement and then do an attack. So
yeah.
he said I'm actually in range. So I'm actually going to do that, and I actually don't have a deity. Oh well. Let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to actually, also, I'm doing the run. I'm gonna say, my heart is the people's roar. They feed my strength. Through them, I thrive. And I'm actually going to then take I'm gonna basically stab it right into the hindquarters. That's probably where I can probably catch up to it. And that will be a 16, so that will hit. That I know.
Yeah. Roll for damage.
And that's going to be 6 points of damage.
Tell me how you end its life.
All right. As
As
soon as I do that, this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to stab it, and then with my athletics roll, which I'm going to do right now. Yep. I basically jump onto the back, so I'm facing its tail. I'm going to jump onto the back, and then with my other hand, I'm basically just going to slice into its throat from behind. And with doing that, then we're going to basically go down together. And since my leg is on it, it will actually do 1 point damage, and I will fall unconscious with the centaur, but my sword is through its throat as we're coming down, and I will fall unconscious with the centaur.
Nice. So as you fall down with the centaur and people are going down, you hear the announcer come up and says, "The winners!" or the winners, and he points at you guys to use that announcer voice, and he says, "They will go on to face the past grand champion tomorrow at dawn. They will go ahead and take the rest as needed." And everyone goes. And so I'm guessing, I know guards are going to come up and drag the sleeping, unconscious guys off and take them to their quarters. And you guys can get treated all you need to and be able to regain your composure as much as possible. And then I'm going to fast forward it a little bit so we can do that. But before dawn happens, I'm going to say to you guys, let us take a quick break so we can get some. I know I'm almost mentally drained, so I need a quick break and come back to this, and we'll be able to do the grand championship and finish it off.
Oh,
Quick
wow.
question. Quick question. Will it be an 8-hour long rest? So I get my spells
Yeah,
back?
this is the totally next day, so yeah.
Woo!
You guys feel it. Because
Alrighty.
trust me, if I let you guys run it right now, you're probably gonna die with all the damage you guys are taking.
That and it builds up anticipation for the crowd to come back the next day and even have a bigger crowd, even outside and everything else.
Yeah. All right. Time for a breaks. Be right back in about 5 minutes.
Oh. Well, these are
But-
good.
They gotta get up at dawn to see the event, though.
I'm sure they will.
Oh my gosh, man. Every time I play a fiendish warlock, every time, it never fails.
Technically, I'm being sneaky today, because this is technically my first time playing 5th edition.
Oh, wow.
But at the same time, I am in the beginners table next Saturday with Dawnforge Gaming.
I'm sure you'll have fun over there doing that.
I'll be the least beginner of the beginners.
Well, it's,
You know,
really
beginners are beginners. It's like, it's like, yeah, I'm a beginner, but I'm not a rookie.
I'm a level 1. I'm not a rookie.
You know what I'm saying? That's an entirely different class of class. I'm in a different class on my own. I'm not a rookie, but I'm still a beginner because I'm not a veteran. You see what I'm saying? If I'm not a veteran, then I'm a beginner because there is no middle ground apparently in RPGs anymore. Yeah, that was a great question, dude. Do you still get to use your offhand as a bonus action?
And I completely missed it because was reading earlier, and it is right there. It's like if you make an attack with your main hand, then your bonus action you do take your offhand. So it does clear that up right there. And I think it was just something that probably eluded me. from my thinking, but I was thinking that would actually, I mean, that would make kind of sense. And then when you brought that, I was like, yeah, I remember that now when I read it earlier. And then, so he should be back here shortly. Yep, there he is.
Actually, I've got an interesting question, or I suppose an interesting question. For stuff like sickles and things that have hooks on their weapons, can you actually trip somebody in 5th edition?
No, well, I can't say no. What I will say is the one who can actually do the trip is a battle master. They actually have a what's called a maneuver that they can actually, if they do damage, they can do a D8 basically that adds to the damage, and then they have to make a strength check to be tripped, and that would be through a battle master.
You can still trip an opponent through grappling.
Through grappling, okay, that's another answer for you.
You can still. It's just the battle master is that much better because they get to do damage and trip. You know, they hit you and hit you hard enough to knock you on the floor. Everybody else has to still, grapple, do sweep checks, and all that
With
stuff.
the grapple, you put you not necessarily prone as well, right?
While you're being grappled, you're restrained.
Yeah, so you're restrained. So you'd be restrained with them, but you would be able to do that trip as well. Good question.
All right. Are you guys gonna go bathroom, or are you guys good?
We did.
Oh. Okay.
No, we're good. I mean, we've been good. We came prepared.
All right.
But
All right.
yeah.
So I guess we'll start us back up at dawn. So dawn hits, and and the guards wake you guys up as per usual. But you're the only ones. You're gonna be the only ones right straight out of the get-go. Get ready. You guys go eat. Not seeing your other competitor, as he's probably somewhere else, and you don't know who he is or who is. But anyway, yeah. And so before you get out there, Cyrus is gonna give you a little pep talk, and he's going, "Well, we made it this far, guys. It was hard to believe we were ever gonna get here, but now the real challenge has come about. The grand champion, his name is Orphus. He has been trained in dark arts for a long time to be able to, for his last title. He's a Regis himself. But I know, well, I hope I know, that if we keep it together, we can at least breathe enough and stay alive enough to try to take him down. But I have faith in you. And it's going to be hard. Very hard. Very, very hard. Like, I mean, this guy took down dragons before hard. So, we'll see what happens.
But the history... Can I do a history check to about Orpheus? Because I'm sure I would have a lot of us would have knowledge of who he is, but more of a history about him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Oh, what do I know about this guy? I've probably studied him. I studied after him, except for the dark arts. So what about him could benefit us that I would share with the rest of the group?
All right. So let me go ahead and pull what I was going to pull beforehand so I can tell you a little bit more. Yeah, I got to pull the bestiarities out. And once I pull the bestiarities out, I can tell you a little bit more as is. And once I have a little bit more as is, I'm going to go get the... it is...
And as he's telling us, I'll be telling you so we can think of a strategy team-wise of 3. Keep that in mind, 3, not longer 4.
Yeah. The other guys...
Don't worry. This is gonna be a 5 times deadly multiplier,
I know, right?
similar to the 3.5 times deadly multiplier of that last encounter.
You
So
know that this guy uh okay, he's part or was part of a very highly well known very respected legion uh back in the days, uh but was then after in a fight with the the death wait, the Death Seekers, which is a very, very evil branch of paladins. Uh,
Okay.
his group was taken, basically destroyed, uh, but he was left alive, and they trained him to be in their evil ways, and he completely turned and actually became the best of them, and went to go uh, prove the might of the Death Seekers, uh, and out in the world. And the Emperor's Cup of the past year was the way of doing it, and he easily won through dark arts and magic. And so he's going to, if you studied his tactics, you know that he is going to be here again.
So we know he's a paladin.
Yeah, you know that he has some. You know he has resistances against. Well, on like, let's see here. No, he does really well on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. So magic that doesn't have the super greatest effect on him. Uh, you know that the and you know that typically uh, his kind knows how to do some necromancy and bring up undead. So you have to watch out for that if he tries to do that. And yeah, you know that he can summon undead. You know that there is also a handy orb that goes around him that does special effects for him that nobody really knows about unless they went to combat. But anybody that's been in combat with him hasn't come back out alive. So, so yeah,
So this is
that's
Orpheus. Now, what type of creature is he? Is he a man? Human?
he is a man. He is a man, but he is since you got such a good point. You know that he is what the book calls a Death Knight, but I'm kind of taking out that he's undead.
So
You know
he's
why?
human. So he is human. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's a human paladin with other things, resistance to spells. So I look at our priest here, and I said probably the same thing again. Might as well do your spells on us now, and this time grab one of the weapons that you can use to have on the battlefield with you, instead of so you don't have to be like you were earlier or yesterday.
Indeed, this battle will be much different.
And then I would say probably do the strength. If you can only do two, you can do it one on both of us, or you can put it on you as well to help you. Um, it's your call. I'm just putting it out there that you may want to do the spells kind of pre-hand, since a lot of the spells won't be beneficial, or it'd be harder to cast on.
In that case, um,
I mean, please, Nelson. I mean, not Nelson. Grognog, insight. I mean, I'm basically told you the thing. Maybe you might know something on the side.
Um, only knowing that he is rumored to practice dark arts. You know, I am only skilled in killing. I see it, I smash it. It's really that simple with me.
Uh,
If you want,
in
I can assail him from afar.
I know how important this battle is to both of you.
But we must always be there to please the crowd.
In this case, I will use 2 spells on you. On Cygnus, I will use the Bull Strength to gain advantage on strength checks and carrying capacity doubles. On Grognog, I will use a spell which I have not used on many people ever. I will use protection from evil and good on you. So what it means is that until the spell, I'll wait until the battle starts before I use protection from good and evil on you. So it lasts 10 minutes rather than an hour.
Is that the same spell?
Nope,
That same slot?
it's a different spell actually.
No, spell slot, like level.
Oh, yeah, they're both level 2 spells. I think. No, actually, no. Nope. No, actually, yes. I can't. Okay. Rewind. I'll cast full strength on both of you guys.
Excellent.
I can do pro good and evil when we get in the battlefield because it's a first level spell.
The arena. Approximately what are the physical dimensions of this arena?
Alright, so I would imagine the arena as about 60-60, which means 120 across, and then width-wise about maybe 60.
And the opposing gates are where? On the width side or the length side?
Length side.
Awesome.
Alright, so with that, you guys head towards the gates, and Sistro behind you says, "Good luck."
Yeah, before we head to through the gates, same thing in preparation. Grognog removes the apparently empty vial from his loincloth. He pops the cork and sniffs the contents, or whatever he seems to be sniffing, closes it up, puts it back in, and summons the fiendish vigor, the armor of shadows. He summons a warhammer now instead of as the weapon of this fight, and he looks to his left and his right at his only remaining compatriots for this battle, and he says to them, "I have hellfire for this one."
Nice. Very good, very good. And so now, as you go to the gate, you hear again the muffle. For the final time, we have reached for the Emperor's Cup. It is now time for you to introduce the finalists. On the left-hand side, it is the ones from the Cesari house, the gladiators that have defeated the centaurs and brought glory to us. Give a warm cheer for the House of Cesari gladiators! Light comes in, and you see first the crowd, crowded everywhere. And like you said before, there are people probably outside lined up to listen to this fight or just see it happen. People on top of the edge of the arena, probably not very safe. to watch you, and the king and the emperor, looking very attentively at what's going on. Instead of eating, he is looking definitely straight on what's going to happen. And as that goes on, and you go out, the announcer says, "On the right-hand side, it is the champion of the last cup, the current holder. His name brings fear into the hearts of many men. He is Orphus." And as that goes on, all of a sudden you just see two dots of red light that look aflame inside there of just small orbs. And from there you see a figure in very dark armor of what looks like plate armor all around him, and thorns coming up his head. Comes out with a purple cape going down, and a sword to his side that's dragging on the ground. He comes out and then looks at you, just stares, and says, points at you, and just says, or just does. And he, with glowing orb eyes, just staring at you, red eyes.
As our gate goes up, I'm doing the normal prayer. My heart is with the people's roar. They feed my strength through them. And on this time, I'm actually going to change it. And I'm going to say, we thrive. And coming out, same fashion, causing the crowd to roar. So my gladiuses on the top, clanging each other as we go up, as we move forward.
Yeah, Grognog. Right before saying he has hellfire for this one, the gate's rising up. He just relaxed for a moment, moving around, loosening up his shoulders, taking in deep breaths. The roar of the crowd going off. And again, the roar of the crowd sort of no longer sounds like a roar of the crowd to him. His eyes are closed. He sees blackness. The sound of the crowd feeling more like the sound of the crackling of flames. In the blackness of his mind, this self-induced solitude, you get the image of a young woman. She looks like she's human, and she's built like a gladiator. She's standing there, a look of longing on her eyes. She's trying to speak, but no voices are heard. All you hear is the crackle of flames. All you can see is the flames rising around her, higher and higher, consuming her. And under his voice, Grognog begins to speak. My body for the crowd. My soul for the abyss. And my heart for you. And he opens his eyes, and that's when he says, I have hellfire for this one. And then does his run outside into the crowd, pounding on his chest, waving the warhammer above his head in circles, running around by his gate, screaming out, Grog! Every time manifesting the power of his thunderclap. The sound of Grog drowning out the roar of the crowd. The sound of Nog drowning out again the roar of the crowd. The only thing to be heard, the only thing to be understood is the name of Grognog.
Crowd still cheers for you, my friend. Crowd still cheers for you. And for the all good executioner, what are you doing for this final match?
Before we had entered or went towards the gates, the executioner had stopped by to collect the things that he needed to enter this fight. So as he exits through the gate into the arena, he is still wearing his armor, but now he is also carrying a shield with the symbol of his actual god, Nerul, on the outside. The skull, the flames coming off the skull. And he is carrying a warhammer with skulls where the hilt meets the actual hammer part of the warhammer.
Nice. And if you guys are not full on inspiration yet, go ahead and refill that inspiration point there. You're going to need it.
Never spent the inspiration
Can't
point I
use
got at
it.
the beginning.
Yeah, can't really use it, honestly. It's kind of hard to use it.
You're going to need to use it now. Trust me.
Can I stack inspiration?
I will. Okay, for this guy to give you guys leverage, sure. I'll allow one more stack of inspiration because by God, you're gonna need it.
Yeah, again, it's gonna be hard to use it because we kind of have advantage already in a sense.
Not for me. I can use
Yeah, you
some
do.
out of it.
Yeah, you do.
Trust me.
Well, I guess
I'm
we
gonna,
can use it on saves, but no, that's what it does. No, I guess it wouldn't.
Josh,
Yep.
can I do one last thing?
What's up?
I want the executioner to yell across the arena at our opponent and say, "You think you are true evil? I will show you true evil."
And he gets his sword ready, and black smoke just kind of comes with it, and he points it at you. And he says, or he doesn't say. He just goes, screams, and gets ready for combat. Flees around a little bit with blazing red orb eyes out of this helmet that's staring at you. And the announcer says, "Take your places. Get ready. This will be the one for the cup." And as he says the cup, and the cup is up near the emperor, and it's beautiful. It's gold with purple streaks coming about it, felt streaks on the cup, and in the middle of it is this big blue crystal, and it's just emanating this magical glow and somewhat smoke coming from it. And that is what the trophy you were competing for, along with the riches and fame that's going to come with it. And so I'm assuming you take your places. You just quickly tell me how it's going to look. And this guy is standing in place where, he's going to come up and be more towards the center to face you straight on first. He needs to position himself. So position yourselves, and we'll start combat.
The hell? Fudonk.
Oh, Facebook.
Yeah, Grognog is still standing, close towards his side of the gate, running back and forward, to and fro, trying to pump up the crowd, rally the crowd behind himself and his allies. And he's swinging his hammer above his head constantly, and as he's doing so, he's screaming out, "Grog, Nog, Grog, Nog!" And each revolution, this warhammer begins to start glowing. First, a little bit of orange, like a deep orange. Then it brightens up, a little bit brighter orange, until you see it starts humming with a red heat, and then flames start to lick off as they circle above his head as he's swinging the hammer around. And that's gonna be me casting Scorching Ray at my first available opportunity.
So right before you do that, the the announcer goes, "Fight!" And so I'm guessing you guys are nearby or just around or what?
We probably would have been in the same area where they would have had us at least walk up to, which
Yeah.
would probably been at least, maybe 30 feet at least. And
Yeah.
then I probably would have moved about maybe 15 feet further up
And then
because
yeah. Okay. What about you, Executioner?
So we have Cygnus moving 15 feet towards the left, like away from where
straightforward.
Grognard is.
Basic. Yeah, we probably about 30 feet in front of where kind of where they have us. Then I would have went up 15 more feet.
Okay. Um, then I'll probably stick either about a little bit behind or a little bit, maybe up 5 or 10 feet behind. So I've got, that's how I'll get them some major melee damage.
All right. So the guy, the announcer, like he's about to say fight. He goes back, like I said before. It raises his arm and drops his head. Start fight. And you guys are in combat, so roll real fast. And mark your thing on the side. All right. So the first thing, as you're starting to do this twirl, Rognog, about to cast Scorching Ray, you see him with his hands just come up and that like this black with a green tinge smoke comes up and he shoots it real fast towards the side. And towards the side, two undead figures start crawling out of the ground of the small black portal he just did, and he looks straight dead at you. And now he has done his turn, and so go ahead and do your turn.
I kill him. So yeah, that's what Grognog, a halo of fire above his head as he's swinging his warhammer round and round and round. Then he brings the warhammer full force, just one hand, flicks his left behind him, smashes the hammer down with his right, and as it hits the ground explodes up with the force. And then, as it explodes up with the force, three small fiery images of these imps appear, and they start flying towards the Orphus was his name, I believe.
Yeah, Orphus.
Yeah, they start flying to Orphus, and they're just going back and forward and trying to use a bit of my perform to work my spells as well, so that they're, instead of just going straight for Orphus, they look like they're going from side to side, twisting, twirling around each other, almost dancing while they're flying through the air before they strike Orphus.
That is beautiful.
Okay, that's a 16 on the die, so that's 20.
Right on to hit.
20. That's a 19 on the die, so that's a 23.
Right on it. That's good to hit.
And then the last one is going to be having a point of inspiration on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 13 on the die, which is 17 to hit.
Not enough.
Okay, so 2 hits. It takes 2d6 a hit, so that's 46 fire damage. So why is everything falling? 7 and 7, 13, 17 total. 17 total fire damage.
All right. So that. Okay, just got a calculator to him going down. All right, so you hit him with these imps, fiery imps, into him, and he just backs up a little bit, but then slowly regains his composure and has his eyes dead straight on you.
And as he's looking at me, Grognak starts screaming back out into the crowd, looking at them, raising his left hand, almost like he's scanning the crowd, like, wait, wait. And he starts swinging his hammer around his head again, and then you see it starting to glow orange, and then red, and then ignite, as he starts summoning another halo of fire above his head. And apparently, Orcus survived, but I think that Scorching Ray killed Josh. So yeah, what happens is he summons the halo. Come on, hurry up and narrate this guy's death before Josh comes back.
Combo breaker.
Go ahead, you go. What do you got?
With your hammer, I jump onto it, and you fling me across the whole thing. I fly about 60 feet or so. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's where I can jump.
The three fiery imps are summoned, and two grab your feet. One grabs you behind your back, holding you up, and they fly you towards clear across.
And I do my 1 strike, 2 strike, and then 3 strike, and I'm just basically stabbing them. And 2 of them happen to be crits, right? Yeah, I think so. I have 2 inspirations for that.
And as you're striking them, each imp, when they let you go, jumps on your blade, igniting your blade, doing bonus fire damage for each of the 3 strikes.
And naturally, on my turn, the God Nerul favors me so much that it lets me be his avatar, and I become the avatar of death, and then take
through his ritualistic popping and locking, he becomes the avatar of death.
And the crowd becomes so ecstatic. They all just start jumping down the fence and just start coming down into the middle and just basically enveloping, trampling over this Orpheus, and his little skeletons are just stampeded with the people. We're lifted up high. And
we rallied the crowd so much that they no longer care about the safety precautions. They no longer care about the battle. They no longer care about Orpheus. They're behind us more than they have been behind even their own gods, even their own religion. We, the champions of the arena, are now their religion. We are now their gods. And they pour through, trampling any who would dare stand in their way, swarming into the battlefield of the arena, swarming into the battlefield of the sand, trampling Orpheus himself, even though he managed to survive our first series of attacks, crushed under the foot, the weight of the masses, the weight of the horde lifting us up high, chanting each of our names individually, elevating us to the new pantheon of gods.
Forevermore to be known as Grognog, and Executioner, and Cygnus, the destroyers of Orpheus. The chants call out our names. The Emperor can't even be heard, even with his loud booming voice. He still can't be heard over the celebration in the streets, in the arena. Everybody's out. It is chaos, and we are forever lifted above.
Well, that was a good session.
Good job, guys. We win.
With his new status of worship, with his new elevated form, Grognog, he has the people build a monument out of a solid piece of marble. Not stone, not granite, a solid piece of marble. This monument, this statue is so beautiful. It's carved to such an exquisite level, but it's not a statue of Grognog. It is a statue of an old, forgotten gladiator, one of the first Grognog has ever had to kill in the battlefield of the arena. It's of a woman, not very beautiful, but fit, built like a gladiator should be. And her hands, one is wrapped around an axe that rests at her feet. The other is strewn across her chest with just enough room in it so that Grognak can take the empty vial and place it in that hand. Boom, done. Okay.
Can all be heard throughout the streets. Nothing can be ever heard for a while.
Uh, Josh is still waiting for his computer to boot up.
Yep, he's messaging me right now.
Yeah, like we already killed Grognog. We already became deities.
He's asking if we can do a favor. Wonder if he needs the link.
I sent it to him.
Oh, did you already send him? Okay.
Yeah, so forgive us, viewers, for these technical difficulties. These things tend to happen from time to time via Google and Google+, Google Hangouts. We all know this. The more you play, the more you encounter these issues. We do apologize for this momentary disruption, and we hope that our thematic and roleplay exit scenes were of adequate value.
Viewers, what do you think would just happen? Put it down below. Tell us exactly the story behind our win.
Oh boy. No, I'm wondering what, like, you say these computers are rebooting. I just checked my Facebook. It's like, I asked him like earlier at like 5 o'clock, like 5 o'clock my time, which is 2 hours ahead of your guys' time.
Yeah, he's saying his computer it's taking too long to boot up. Since it's at the 4-hour mark, let's part with this session and talk about the actual boss battle. So it'll be after we stop being live, I guess.
We're stuck live. People are being, you know what? If you guys are watching right now, stop, because I have no idea how to make this not live anymore.
Yeah, it can only be done from his thing, and it's actually a 5-minute where it'll break off after 5 minutes of him not being connected.
Okay. So yeah, we shall soon. Bye bye.
But I do appreciate everybody watching. When you do watch this, thank you so much. We'll kick it off here with Nelson.
I'm Nelson. I have a YouTube channel, Infinite Roleplay. I do artistic stuff. I do roleplay stuff. I build terrain. I build minis for roleplay issues. I do 3D models, 2D images, 2D maps. You name it, and I probably do it. So there's that. I did the overlay over here. I run games.